Well, good afternoon, BOLDcast viewers. We're playing more Life is Strange today. Mm-hmm. Welcome, Dino. Welcome, Isaiah. Entrees Wantig. Dark Shadow 7899. Dan Simmons. Holy Fazzazzle. Unknowable. Mr. CBJ. Our Wednesday's doing pretty good so far. Just woke up. That's why we were late, because I woke up about an hour ago, but I stayed in bed a little bit too long, and I had to shower at 5 to the hour. So there you go. What up, Frank? Natasha Nichols. Fried and Rough. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be a more of a low-energy, chilled-out stream, I think.
A little bit tired. But, yeah, I'm liking this game so far. So, I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I think the story's been really good so far, and I'm interested to see now that, like, the sort of the main inciting incident of this has occurred. If we'll see, we'll sort of get an idea for what the rest of the game is gonna be about.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, everybody. 1 second. I can't do this. Oh, top chat again. No. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I don't really have anything to say for the start of the stream.
No, I kind of just want to get into it.
How are you guys doing? How's your guys' Wednesday? Do you guys like us streaming early? Or should we go back to when we used to stream, like at 4? Because I saw a bunch of people who were like, I have work, what the fuck? New show poll? No. Probably not.
I won't say what, but some new stuff will be coming out relatively soon, but we're not going to do any polls, just because we're already, we've just, I don't know, we're pretty busy still with the stuff that we're doing, and we have some stuff planned in the future that we aren't going to mess up by doing polls or anything like that. We kind of have a plan for what we're going to do next, and we're going to stick to it, and then maybe eventually we'll get some polls going, but not right now.
Polls are fun, but I feel like polls for shows that reaction people watch is like, I don't know why they became super popular. I think I guess it's different for a lot of channel. Like, it's kind of expected for a lot of people now, and that's why we did it originally. But for a lot of channels, I think originally it's like they don't have somebody like me who is like the anime wizard and who knows about it. So then people, I don't know, like Blind Wave or the normies or whatever, they don't have a frame of reference. So then they're like, oh, well, we'll use this to gauge interest.
Or they haven't seen like anything. So like, any of the poll options are all super high tier stuff that like they'll probably like.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like we've seen enough that like, especially since this is our job and we spend so much time watching anime, I just feel like watching, rather than doing a poll and then like watching something that we don't want to watch or like we're kind of meh on, is like fine. But I would way rather be like, oh, we just finished that show right now. I really feel like watching this, and then just watch it, is a little bit better. I think polls can be interesting just to, like, gauge interest on, like, oh, we're, like, thinking of this, that, and the other thing. What would our audience that's here right now most want to see? But I think I think we've had a better time since just watching what we want to watch. Whether that's a good decision or a
yeah, I guess
decision.
The last one was Made in Abyss that was chosen on a... Or no, it wasn't. It was, Was it? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was, and then we went... What happened after that? Bunny Girl?
Yeah, we had Bunny Girl, which... meh.
Yeah.
So we just had a couple meh ones. And
I guess we're also just more picky than other reactors. Other reactors will just be like, fucking pick a show.
But I guess, like, when we want to give a good reaction, so we'd rather start a show that we're really excited about, rather than let you guys decide, even though it's, like, kind of, like, nice to let the people who are watching our videos decide what we're gonna watch. We do take suggestions, and we do take them, like, into consideration.
But the last time we took suggestions, it was fucking Tokyo Revengers, and look how that turned out.
Yeah, we were like, let's just give the people
just go
what they
with the
want.
flow.
Let's just watch the most popular show of this season. Trash. You guys let us betrayed.
We were betrayed.
Never again. I'm kidding.
We were betrayed. I'm not kidding. You betrayed us. One Punch Season 2? Nah, I'd rather read it. The misunderstood masterpiece. Indeed.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's get this show on the road, I guess.
But yeah, so it's not that polls aren't fun, but it's just I don't know. It's kind of nice to just pick our own stuff and like fit it into our channel and our lineup and how and the length of the show as well. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, I hate when Steam opens up and they literally open up like 3 windows. Never even heard of TR, so feels bad, man. I don't think it feels that bad, man.
Most reactors are people pleasers. I'd rather you'll be honest. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not as fun to watch something for other people. The one show that I will say surprised us in a big way was Promised Neverland Season 1. That won the poll, and, like, we were kind of like, of course that would win the poll. It's so popular, but I guess we'll watch it anyway. And then immediately we were like, holy shit, this is awesome. So I will say, like, that was a time that I was, like, super surprised and genuinely really pleased with the poll result. But a lot of times they've been kind of forgettable.
Mm-hmm. We're not done with Clannad yet. We're not done with... We haven't finished it, so we don't want to talk about it too much. Did we pick up Clannad ourselves? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, yeah, because we kind of got on to Angel Beats from our wonderful mod Harsh. And at the very start of our channel, we were like, wow, everyone wants us to react to Angel Beats. I'm pretty sure it was just Harsh. And then I think also Max was like, recommended it. So we were like, wow, 2 people, that's good enough for us. Everyone wants this.
Who the fuck is Max? Am I forgetting somebody?
Yeah, Max, I haven't seen them around in a while, but they used to be...
I bet I would know
it's like a purple, I think just a purple, like, purple M.
Purple W. You literally flipped it in your mind?
I think the last name, or maybe...
Oh, I know who you're... Yes, yeah. I remember now.
But yeah, so that we started on Angel Beats, and then afterwards we watched Charlotte, and I think that was chosen from a poll, I believe, because we had a really big audience for that kind of show at the time, like very early on. And then we just decided, I think we would just watch Clannad, like once it fit into our schedule. And I think the same will go for like any other key anime that we will want to watch, but we'll just like pick a good time for them.
You guys would do a pilot episode for money on Patreon. I've thought about that, adding more tiers, like higher reaction request tiers.
That's a possibility. But it wouldn't be the whole show. Yeah, it would be like, check out the episode.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that in the future. But
what up, Abed? I don't think you should just be scared to watch anime though, and be super picky. There are still a ton of great anime out there. People all suggested To Your Eternity, but yeah, chose TR over it. Oh, well, we just chose it because it was more recommended than To Your Eternity. More people wanted us to watch it. More people were interested in seeing it.
We went into it like, oh, we had a lot of fun with God of High School, which was like the hype fighting anime of the season. Let's like see if Tokyo Revengers is the hype fighting anime of the season.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Soul Eater.
What happened with Tokyo Revengers schedule? Are you just going to change it with another anime reaction? We have something planned that we'll probably start putting out soon. But yeah, Tokyo Revengers is done.
Is dead and gone. I like seriously, it was just like, after waking up to the reason we chose like this episode is because this is like, if people got that mad at that reaction to that episode, where we weren't even being that critical. We were making fun of him for doing a really stupid thing, and it was stupid, but the fact that people had that harsh of a reaction to that innocuous of a moment, compared to our reaction to later things in the story, it was gonna be like, okay, well, if they're freaking out about this, there's no telling what the fuck is gonna happen when they see our reaction to the last like 3 episodes of the show, and we're just like, and I literally at the end of it, I'm just like, fuck this show. I gave it my, you can watch the whole thing, but it's like, we gave it as fair a shot as we could. People didn't appreciate that, so they broke their toy. They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, it was.
No.
And I'm sorry to people who did like to see the review of it, but to us, we don't want a repeat of ReZero Season 2, and that was also the reason the comments started to get like hate, like mean, and like it's like I don't want to see that. I don't want people to tell me I'm stupid. I don't know, and I know
I don't care about that.
I don't care about that. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to make have a worse feeling about the show than I do. Which ReZero Season 2, I think I liked it a lot less than I otherwise would have because of what people were saying to us. And it's like, if we just leave Tokyo Revengers now, then it was what it was, and I can just move on with my life. And yeah, that's.
Part 4 plans. Do you want to take a break after part 3, or do you just want to go into part 4?
We'll see how the ending of, like, we might just watch more Naruto, or go heavier on something else for a little bit. But yeah, and that's the other thing why we're not rushing to fill up Tokyo Revengers, is because we do want to start posting more JoJo. Not a specific timeline on that, but probably maybe part 4 might be a time where we up the episodes. So
yeah, the community post has a lot of positive comments, and there was a lot of relatively positive comments on the show, but not everyone who watches the channel and who comments on community posts is commenting on the show. So when people want to show their support and they feel like we need it, then on a community post or something, then they'll interact then. But this isn't a pressure thing, saying that they should do it on videos, but most people just watch the videos and they're just like, oh, if you enjoy it, you're not necessarily oh wow, I need to show all of my support to every single one of their double daily uploads. I get it. But then, the people who dislike it are more likely to comment because they need to get their frustrations out. That's just how it is. Double Naruto episodes? No. We want to watch other things as well as Naruto, because once Naruto's over in a few months, everyone is gone. So we need to start thinking about what's going to be happening after that, as well as enjoying the end of it. Yeah. 3D Gala. The OP is most likely Code Geass. I really want Lizzie to watch Code Geass, but Lindsay, you said you wanted to be more involved in what we actually watch. So rather than me just driving.
Next, we're going to watch this. Yeah.
Even if I know what's best for you, you still for some reason want some choice for your own.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot.
I'm gonna get more coffee while you pour this.
Recently about what we're gonna do, just because there is gonna be a lot of opportunity for new stuff after Naruto ends, and how we're gonna schedule going forward. And we've come to a loose decision on our plan for it, and I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna keep it a secret for a little bit longer in case anything changes, but I'm really, really excited for the stuff that's gonna be coming up on this channel, and I think you guys will like it. The concept of women having choices went too far. Lindsay, what's the best sandwich from Subway? Well, I'm vegetarian now, so I can only have the veggie sub, which is okay. But before, the chicken bacon ranch sub is the best sub. Secret show. It's not. I guess it's a secret show. We just don't want to like lock ourselves into anything before we get it all set up.
Doesn't that make it secret?
I guess that does make it secret. Yeah. You had a sub today? Nice. Spilling coffee all over the place. Classic. Chicken bacon ranch is so bad. Carson likes it too. It's so good.
Chicken bacon ranch is just normal. It's not like, I understand if you don't think it's the best thing on their options, but it's not like it's a bad option. It's just a BLT with chicken and ranch. You fucking moron.
It's so good. I will say though, like Subway, I think last year or something, decided to be healthier, or I guess it was, yeah, it must have been like
with the chicken.
They like changed the chicken to be like super dry and shitty, like pulled pork, like I don't know, just like ripped apart chicken, and it was not good. That was the main reason I became vegetarian, because their Subway, the chicken was fucking disgusting. I'm kidding. The last time I had the bacon wasn't cooked, and it was literally raw bacon.
That's impossible, because I think it's maple leaf ready crisp bacon. So, or oh no, it's not in America. Subway in Canada is supplied by Maple Leaf for all of their chicken.
So you guys probably have no idea. Okay. The chicken is no longer polluted.
Is Maple Leaf still a company?
I have no idea.
I need to look this up.
I haven't heard about it in a long time.
The main meat brand in Canada when I was growing up was Maple Leaf, but there was a huge recall in 2011 or 2010 or something like that. Maple Leaf meats. I need to look this up because this freaked me out, because I'm just like, oh, well, it's not like, you know, but then not everyone's in Canada. It is still a thing. Huh. Wait, let's look at their stock profile. Hang on.
In 2011.
Last max. It's risen since then.
Well, they probably got good. Well, maybe they did the thing where they're trying to be healthier choices now.
Well, they are. No, yeah, they are, because they're mostly responsible for those shitty cold cuts in like that like beige package.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys started last year and have 50K. Hope you reach 100K, and I don't give a fuck, Carson. Chica, dance, 100K. Special, no excuses. I make no promises, but I appreciate the hype for 100K. Hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully, like, if this trajectory keeps up, I'll be totally fine. Like, if we can somehow hold on to the growth we have right now after Naruto, oh shit. Will you watch Boruto? Yes, we will. Mm-hmm. And that will help keep all the Naruto people around, but... Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. What was I saying? Yeah, it'll be easy, because like before we were getting like 1.6 thousand subscribers a month, and now we're getting like 4.2 for the last 2 months. And it's been crazy. We went from like around 38K to now we're sitting at like 47 and a half. So
it's been really good, and that's why we're not like doing any polls or doing anything like that. We have been making a plan.
Just Frank, another fan request. Lynn gone. Making a plan. Yeah. That's and I just feel like the more we think about it, we've been like holding it open for polls, but anytime we think about doing a poll, it's just like,
oh, I guess we have to do.
Well, and we also take a long time to react to stuff, and because the thing is, 5 videos per week. Like if we posted daily, as a channel, as most channels do, like most reaction channels. By the way, like React Pack has more subscribers than us, more girls, so that helps. But and they just have good reactions and do good stuff and have really good editing. But that's because they post 3 videos a week, and they have like, I think they recently hit 50K or a little bit other. I was checking last night a bunch of different reactors and stuff, but so we watch, like, we put out like 12 or 13 videos a week, not including live streams. So 5 of those have to be Naruto. So that takes up a huge portion. If we watched double the amount of Naruto, not only would the content be worse because we'd have to cut out more of the actual episode each video, but we wouldn't be able to enjoy watching anything but Naruto. And I know a lot of Naruto fans can't really relate to watching anything but Naruto, but that's kind of the life that we're trying to live. So it's not that we don't want to enjoy more Naruto or have the videos blow up even more. Like, we could, if we just posted Naruto, our videos would go from like 40,000, they're doing crazy right now, like 20 to 40,000 views per episode, to like 60 to 100 or something. It would be crazy, but it's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable thing to just lock yourself into one series that is already over. There's Boruto, but people don't care as much about Boruto. It's really hype right now and people really care about, which is really exciting for us, but that's not the whole story.
And yeah, it's, I feel like our whole channel, because we do post so much, but we post so much of like one thing, like after Naruto, there's gonna be a bit of a different schedule. We're not gonna do Boruto 5 days a week.
Yeah, exactly.
And replace, we're not gonna do that.
That's not how it
we
works.
are gonna do, like, I will say, we are gonna do Boruto, but it's not gonna be 5 days a week. And, so that's where we're like planning of like, okay, if we have Boruto, if we're still gonna be having JoJo, like where does other stuff fit in? Do we want to just jump into the next Naruto? Like, do we just want to watch like One Piece or Black Clover or whatever, or do we want to take a break?
Maybe we do. And we're also not against doing stuff like that anymore. We used to have this weird pride of like, oh, we react to we react to cultured classics of the anime industry. We aren't tied down by you shonen fans. We write our own history. And then we watch something like Clannad, which is incredible. It's now one of my favorite shows ever, but like definitely in my top 20, probably in my top 10. And but it gets like 1,000 views per video. And JoJo, for example, gets like 2,000 views per video. That's just because we aren't enjoying it as much. But you know, what if we're watching Naruto and like Hunter x Hunter, Haikyuu, Black Clover, all shows that I would be down as fuck to watch. Not like they're bad at all, it's just like kind of the same thing, and we'd be letting a portion of people down. I guess we're just not averse to watching stuff that would be fun but is also shonen, you know?
Especially because, like, I feel like
Gintama's not getting slept on. I mean, it is, but it's not our fault. Reactions for Gintama don't get shit. It would kill our channel if we posted Gintama, say, as much as we post Naruto, which we would have to, because there's more episodes. I think.
I don't know. But anyway, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
About future shows, about reactions,
oh yeah,
stuff.
and also I think, as like, when we were first getting into stuff, I was like, oh, I'm not a big shonen person. And then I just remember one day Carson's like, I think, like, you're the one who likes shonen here. Like, out of the two of us.
It's like, I was like, what's your favorite things? Like, and isekai is like, you're like, isekai's kind of dumb. I'm just like, your favorite thing is fucking Narnia. That's literally an isekai. Your other favorite thing is Harry Potter, which is basically an isekai.
It's a classic shonen, like, story. My other favorite things, like Del Tora, which is like literally they literally made an anime out of it because it was so it was like just books written for like tween boys from an Australian author. They made an anime of it because it was such just a classic shonen anime thing, and it's like and like being open to that and being like, okay, maybe that is actually my favorite type of show, and maybe I like other types of shows, but maybe they're not my favorite. Like, you know what I mean? I guess just realizing that there's not a bad thing about it, because I think sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to just watch this one thing, because when, I guess it's associating, like, if other people do that, they're kind of, like, either faking reactions or just being, like, super, like, hyped up and, like, making a big scene about it, and we don't do that, so it's kind of like, oh, we're not...
I don't understand, is that your...
No,
are you
I
saying
guess
that people do that? Or, like, that's not true.
Way of life. I would
just go what you guys want to write. No, I'm trying to say...
Thank you, Dino, for the $4.
I'm trying to say that, like, I don't know. At first I didn't think that we were, like, shonen reactors because we, like, focus more on the discussion or whatever.
Right.
Rather than on the fights and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I can't like this as much as this other stuff because of what I want to talk about. But then when you get into them, it's like there's just as much to talk about if it's a good one. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like, what matters is if you enjoy it, and if you enjoy shonen, it doesn't mean that it can't be a deep experience. I've said many times that, like, shonen, often, the reason it's so popular is because it touches on, like, deep human themes that, like, apply to fucking everyone, and it's these, like, deeper truths and archetypes and everything that, like, really say something about the human experience. It's about, like, visually it's cool fights and whatever, but it's telling, like, especially Naruto is telling an actually deep story. It's not fucking shallow trash. It has a lot of plot holes, and we haven't been pointing them out as much just because we've been enjoying what's happening on screen, and because we've kind of earned the right to just enjoy some shit, I think, on one level, because for fucking hundreds of episodes, most of the videos on this channel have been us in some way or another complaining about how dumb Naruto is. So it's not like we've been getting a lot of shit, it's mostly from the Tokyo Revenger people, about like how you guys are just eating the war arc and shipping it up. Oh, it's so good, isn't it? Well, you can't understand a real story like Tokyo Revengers. And it's like, you don't think we know how fucked the timeline in Naruto is? It's not perfect, but it is actually deep. And it is actually, in some ways, shallow and poorly written in some ways. But in most ways, it's an incredibly well-written and well-crafted story. And there's nothing wrong with liking shit like that, no matter what your reasoning is. But just because it's shonen, just because it has a lot of like big fights and set pieces, doesn't mean that it's shallow. We've seen very recently what a shallow show actually looks like. So there you go. Most battle shonen adaptations are mid. Yes, Shiro, and I wanted to touch on 3D Gala. Said the easiest way to replace Naruto and sustain the same would be to watch One Piece, but if you lose interest in One Piece at some time, then your channel could be in trouble. And that is precisely the reason why we're not going to switch directly to One Piece after finishing Naruto. $5. Abed. I'm 14 and Tokyo Revengers is deep.
Thank you for the $5.
Thank you for that. Thank you guys so much. You guys are donating a lot already. Like, Jesus. Thank you guys. It's crazy. We haven't even gotten to the game yet. This isn't even a Genshin stream. Which will be coming probably, I think on Saturday we might do another one. I'm thinking of adjusting the overlay so that it has one big screen and one small screen, and the big screen has the sound, but you can see what the other person is doing, like in the corner. And then like it'll have like 3 boxes on the left, and it'll be like face cam, second screen face cam chat, and then big screen takes up like all of this, and it's like the main screen that has sound, and then I can press a button and switch the screens.
That'd be
I'm thinking that'd be cool. But what was I saying? One Piece. I want to watch One Piece. I'm warming up to watching something like that. But I still can't get over the thing that I've been saying for the last few months of like, are One Piece fans cool with me just straight up not enjoying the first 70 to 100 episodes because they're just poorly made? Like, I had nostalgia for Naruto, so I was there to carry those early reactions until the Hinata versus Neji fight, which is when Lindsay really got into Naruto. for the first, what would that be, 20, 30 episodes, Lindsay straight up didn't like Naruto. And now we're going into a new experience where the first bit will be probably a good story. The first arc of Naruto is possibly the best arc of Naruto, but it's poorly made, and that really matters. So I know I'm getting into that same experience where the animation's going to be bad, and the pacing's going to be fucking horrible, and people are saying, oh, just watch the first, like, recap movie, and then see if you like it then, and then continue with it. Well, first of all, we'd lose out on a lot of money if we did that. Because splitting all like a fucking multiple arcs into like one movie reaction might be worth it if it's good for enjoyment. Maybe. There's a lot. It's not like we're running out of One Piece content. Possibly. But it feels also like we're not getting the actual experience of the show, which isn't fair. So I don't know which is better, to get a lesser experience but enjoy it more, or to get a wholesome experience and enjoy it less.
Because I also find
because we are also a review channel.
The more times that you spend with the characters as well,
exactly.
even if it's not good. Clannad, prime example of this. Season 1, hard to get through at times. Like, no spoilers, but it was difficult at times to be watching that show. The payoff in season 2 is completely unbelievable. And if I had just watched a movie of what happened in season 1, I don't think that it would be as good. So then at the same time, it's like, okay, if we started One Piece with a movie, would we be as attached as we should be? Maybe not.
Maybe Carson should read the first saga to kind of see if it's your cup of tea. I think it'll be our cup of tea. I think it's not like I don't know if it'll be your cup of tea. It might be. I don't know. You know, like, I guess I don't know. I'm open to it enough, but I just hope, holy shit, Ezra, $2 with the super sticker.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's a really cool sticker, actually. I genuinely like. Holy shit, Abed, with another $5. Guys, thank you so much. Clannad is my favorite anime. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the ending you've seen. I hope you loved it as much as I did. We're not done yet. We got 2 episodes left, and we still have to watch the OVAs from season 1 and the rest of season 2. We finished up to episode 20. So, yeah, we're still gonna do that, but we are gonna do a full deep dive, probably multiple discussions on Clannad once we move into the new place.
Yeah, we've actually been thinking of even maybe doing 3 videos, like one on Clannad, one on After Story, and then one on like the whole deal.
Right.
I don't know if that's like worth it, but it might be, just to like have a bit of structure and be able to talk about them both separately, and also the whole story together. Yeah. Is Clannad worth watching?
Yes. And I don't want to set up the same expectations for you that were set up for us. Do not look up anything about Clannad, please. Like, you might see an image or two, you might see whatever. Just don't look up anything. Just watch the show, take your time, try to avoid spoilers, and just go through it. Don't drop it. You will want to drop it at some point, I'm sure. Just don't. Just keep going. It will pay off. It went from like a kind of 5 out of 10 harem for me to a literal 10 out of 10 masterpiece that is in my, like I said, possibly in my top 10 of all time. And I'm not even done it yet, but it's, you know, just don't look up anything about it. Don't, just fucking enjoy the ride. Just get cozy. If you could watch it not in front of a bunch of fucking lights and with a bunch of lights behind you, sitting upright in a chair. If you could watch it kind of lounging, laying down, or in a comfy area, that would be probably better for your enjoyment. And watch it with good speakers or headphones or whatever, because the music is really, really good. And super well written. The comedy is fucking super unique, as with all Jun Maeda. He just has a, like, he's insane and writes things in such a weird way, but it's so specific and is, like, funny as hell. Sometimes it gets annoying, but when he needs to, like, get into the fucking story, he nails it. I've never seen somebody turn, like, a snooze fest for 10 episodes and then for 2 episodes have the most like completed, well-rounded, well-written fucking story with like shit that was just introduced first at the start of the episode, the loop is closed at the end of the episode or the end of the next episode, and it's like, how the fuck did you waste like 50 episodes of this show and then like complete the story with 2 episodes of runtime? That doesn't make any sense, but he does it perfectly. I've never seen anything like it.
It's ridiculous, but it's so good.
How about Boruto? We're going to watch Boruto.
Are you guys going to react to Demon Slayer Season 2? Yeah. Oh, and also Castro asked if we've seen a vampire show. No.
Are you talking about Hellsing? I watched the original Hellsing, but I dropped it when it got into like the real filler thing. I don't even remember most of the show. I'd be willing to watch Hellsing Ultimate on the channel, because that it's basically they brotherhooded it, where there was Hellsing in the early 2000s, I think, and super well regarded like manga series. It's like one of the, it might as well be in the Anime Hall of Fame. It's like one of those like old school, like up there with Full Metal Alchemist and that type of shit, of those early 2000s shows. And then in like 2008 or 9 or something, they did Hellsing Ultimate, where it's like a 6-episode binge fest of just the highlights and the and animated way better. Yeah. Devilman Cry anime. Devilman Crybaby is good. Not as good as people said when it came out, but still the top tier. I haven't even been looking at how many viewers. We said this is a Life is Strange stream, but we've just been talking for half an hour. No, 40 minutes. We can keep going for a little bit more, and then we'll get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Anime movies. We used to watch an anime movie a week, actually, at the start of the channel.
At the height of our energy.
Yeah, well, we also were still doing just one video a day at that point. We were doing one video a day and some streams, and then we would also do one anime movie a week. So we had more time to do it, and then we started ReZero, and then we had to catch up on ReZero for ReZero Season 2. And around that time, we started getting more stressed out because we were doing more ReZero. And we're now doing double uploads a week and the movie every week, and then we cut it down to like a movie every 2 weeks, and then we kept going, and then we got stressed out from ReZero Season 2 hate, and then we dropped Season 2, and then we eventually stopped doing movie and OVA reactions. And
there are still a bunch of movies.
There's a library there.
I think there's like, I don't know, maybe like 15, 20 movies. Some really good, like, if you're on Patreon, and you on the $10 tier and you haven't checked out the movies, I would just go look through them, because there's some good ones. We watched Makia. If you want to see us absolutely hardcore cry, watch that.
Makia reaction. You should just watch Makia like on your own.
On your own. But if you've already seen it, that is, like, people say that we don't cry a lot. That is one that just destroyed.
All right, see you later,
us.
Dark Shadow. Have a good day at work, man. Hopefully you can tune into the end of it on like a break or something. Makia was so good.
Beautiful
I love that
movie.
That's like, before it was like Wolf Children's up here. That's like the best anime movie I've ever seen. And then it's like, I don't know, is this a tie with Wolf Children? It's like, it was so good.
It was really good.
Oh my god.
For me, it was like slightly.
And we haven't rewatched it.
No, we haven't rewatched it.
Which
I won't
is
rewatch
amazing.
it for a long time.
Rewatched Wolf Children a bunch.
Yeah,
we watched that like
that's
every
why
2 months.
I feel like with Maki, I feel like it's not that's why I feel like Wolf Children is so strong, because it's like, it's not, it's something that you can rewatch a lot, and it doesn't get old. But I feel like Makia might like lose impact if you see
I don't think so.
If you've watched it, like if you watch it as much as we watch Wolf Children.
I don't think so. I think it'll have the same impact as Wolf Children now, but I feel like we should prevent ourselves from like wearing something out. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is pretty dope. Yeah, we were going to watch that. Like, that was going to be one of our next movie reactions before we stopped. Let's see. I was looking at something. Canon is better version of Clannad Season 1, but it's not as good as After Story. We're going to watch Canon at some point. Wait. I was looking at something. Spirited Away, no, not on Patreon. We didn't react to any Ghibli films. We watched those. We, like, binged through all of them at, like, before quarantine, before the channel started. Somebody was saying something and I was looking at it. Yeah, we have seen Tokyo Ghoul. How about Haikyuu? I'm warming up to Haikyuu. I think Haikyuu would be a good compromise because it would have like the shonen feel, but also like the high school feel, you know, like of something like Clannad or like something chilled out and not like about death and destruction. And we'd also be trying
out the sports, which is like
the only sports anime I've seen is Yuri on Ice, and you haven't seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen any sports. So yeah, actually,
I'm warming up to Haikyuu. It seems more and more like.
We've been thinking about it because we like one of the things after Naruto's ending is we're gonna be watching Boruto, so that's kind of gonna be the direct replacement of Naruto. And we've been thinking, like...
Froster, please stop spamming, man, or the mods are gonna take you out. You got a red dot on your forehead right now.
Yeah, we've been thinking...
what are you saying?
Sorry, I just tried to finish a thought. We've been thinking, like, what can we replace it with that's, like, still gonna be hype, still gonna be really good, gonna be, like, action-y, but maybe not the exact same thing as like some of these shonens are. So we have been actually thinking of Haikyuu as something different.
Indeed. If you haven't seen any Satoshi Kon films, you have to. Perfect Blue, in my opinion, is the greatest of all cinema. We haven't seen Perfect Blue. That was, again, one of the next ones we were going to react to on Patreon. And we might come back to movie reactions at some point. I feel like we're more equipped to do it right now, but we're really trying to, like, push the YouTube side of things. And, like really like optimize like what we're watching for like like creating a good balance of our enjoyment versus the views, but also just both of them are at a high ratio, you know what I mean? Like but yeah, we did watch Satoshi Kon's Millennium Actress.
That was a really good movie.
That was such an interesting movie, such a great movie. I really like Satoshi Kon. I was going to show Lindsay Paprika, but I've seen it already. I love those movies because Susumu Hirasawa is my favorite like music artist of all time. Ever since I watched Berserk, he's been like number one. He just fucking he's a legit artist. He's incredible, and he did the music for that. He did the OP for Paranoia Agent. He did Berserk. He did Paprika. Other things as well. He's great. He's great.
Yeah, I really liked that movie a lot. Millennium Actress. I liked a lot of the movies that we watched. But yeah, I don't know. We have been thinking like wanting to make YouTube, like optimize YouTube. If this is our job, like what maybe we should be a little bit smarter about what we're watching and what we're spending all of our time on.
Goes back to the polls thing of like if we're going to be picky, if we're going and like again, I really think it's less of us being just picky. I think it's more like the reason someone like Blind Wave or the normies do polls is because they don't know about anime. Or they didn't. Like the reason they put fucking Naruto on a poll next to Steins Gate. It's like they don't know what they're getting into. They just like know that they have a pool of like 10, 20,000 patrons who will vote on this poll, and they put out the poll to gauge interest, and then they put a bunch of bangers on there, a bunch of the biggest shows, and then they get the one that people most want to see gets voted for, and then they have a guaranteed audience for that. For our Patreon, it's not as big. It's huge. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm not, like, downplaying the support or anything. But, like, doing a poll, especially back before, doing a poll on Patreon wasn't very smart. Because it was, like, 50 people would vote on the poll, and they would be deciding the next 6 months of our channel's lifespan. And having, like, 2 or 3 videos per week that tank, but is a good show, it's not a good trade-off because there are a bunch of good shows. There are a lot of good shows we could also watch that would yield better things on YouTube. And it's not like... that's all we're thinking about, but it's about half of what we're thinking about because we're not so picky that we're only going to enjoy some things. We'll enjoy some things more than others, but relative enjoyment is like, we could watch this show that we enjoy that gets 10,000 views a video, pretty damn good, or we could watch this show, which we enjoy, which gets 2,000 views per video. So it's just being smarter about that, and because we have more of a background in it, and because I've seen a lot of shit, I can't just pick, like, the 5 most popular 20-episode anime, because I've seen all of the 5 most popular 20-episode anime, and Lindsay's seen some of them now, too, so polls just don't really make as much sense, at least on Patreon, unless we're just having fun engaging interest.
Yeah, and that's why we had also been thinking about, like, you know, Patreon exclusive shows, or something more, watching a show and then either posting on Patreon or just for us and putting a review instead of like setting up, watching, editing, reviewing every episode, like doing all of that for a show that like is not going to perform as well as like something that we could put our time into that we'll enjoy equally, but will also like be good for the channel.
It's just like, imagine imagine you're me. You're watching like a bunch of shows, and you sit down to edit, and you're gonna be in this right here you finish watching, you have a snack, whatever, come back, turn off all the lights and everything, and now you gotta sit here for the next 5 hours and edit the next couple days of videos. While you're editing, is it easier to edit through a bunch of videos when you know that they're going to be successful or unsuccessful? If I go from again, it's not like like I said, I love Clannad, but it's like, sometimes I sit down to edit Naruto and I'm like, every cut I'm making matters so much. Every time I like cut the video out and zoom in on Lindsay's face, or zoom in on both of us and we like look at each other and look back at the screen and then pop the video back, or like do a keyframing where it like follows her around and like I have to press the arrow key for 4 frames, move the camera, keyframe it, and do that like 50 times. I can put more energy into that, but it doesn't feel like work because I know I'm making something that is going to be enjoyed by so many people and that is going to be huge for us. It's like a worthy investment. It's more than a worthy investment. But when I'm sitting down to edit Clannad, or Clannad's not a good example because I really do like Clannad, and I don't know, something like Bunny Girl was a good example where like the show was just okay and there was a lot of pressure to like it, or Tokyo Revengers is another good example, even though it did slightly better for views. It's like, when I sit down and I'm trying to put in the same effort to something like that, then it's like, how much is each of these cuts worth? I don't think about that in the moment, but like that's a good way of putting it now. How much is, if I spend an extra 20 minutes on this Tokyo Revengers episode, is it going to yield 20% more views? No. If I spend 20 extra minutes on a Naruto episode, it might yield an extra like 5 to 10,000 views. I've been noticing that more. The more effort I put into the Naruto edits, the better the videos do. And it feels good to like have your work rewarded like that. So it just think about that. Like if you're not only just watching the show, because it's one thing to just sit and watch the show. I can enjoy the show just fine. But there's a lot more connected to it, and it's like each episode of anime, I've said this before, isn't just 22 minutes, or like 18 minutes if you skip the OP and ED. It's like extra 10 minutes for discussion, so about a half hour again. And then an extra maybe hour for editing. And then if it was just one of us were doing the thumbnail, then another like 20 minutes to an hour for the thumbnail, depending on how complicated it is, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's so that's why we've also been thinking about like, doing more review type videos, because we did the pain arc discussion and that performed well.
That was surprising. So thank you guys for tuning into that.
For all the love on that video. We really appreciate it.
That feels really good.
But also that's why we've been thinking, so if we still want to watch these shows, we'll still watch them and like give the final review to you guys for free, whether we put a timer reaction on Patreon or not. Like the final say will still go out for free. We're not gonna like keep that away, but like, you know, just trying out something different, trying to like make good use of our time and keep our enjoyment and our channel doing well, because like it's a good idea for us to not purposefully make choices that could jeopardize our channel, especially with Naruto ending. We've been able to get away with a lot of stuff that other channels would never do, because we've been Naruto supporting us. We'll make any other video that won't do good at all. But now that Naruto's ending, we're not gonna have that security. And what we found is that we like stuff just as much, whether it does good or bad or whatever. And sometimes it's worth it to post a show that doesn't do as good. Like Clannad is such a beautiful story and a great reaction, and it's totally worth it to put the videos out. But for something like Bunny Girl, maybe not. Maybe a show like Haikyuu or whatever, Assassination Classroom we talked about, like shows that we think we'll like and people on YouTube will like. So yeah.
I just don't think that people who watch Clannad want to rewatch certain parts and become depressed again. That's a good point as well. Yeah. I don't want to get too into that because I don't want to spoil anything. What else? When I watch Haikyuu, I genuinely, I've been thinking, like, Haikyuu seems like a good summer show. It seems like a good, not a good winter anime. But, maybe we'll watch it, after Naruto ends or whatever. But, I've been thinking, I wonder how much I would enjoy it if I was also, like, in better shape. Like, if I was exercising and, like, going skateboarding again and shit.
Maybe it would inspire you.
That's what I was thinking, too.
That was JoJo. Also, I'm just gonna answer the My Hero Academia question quick because it keeps getting asked. Carson's seen most of My Hero Academia, and personally, that is the, like, shonen that I'm least interested in. That is the one that I would least want to watch. So, probably not right now.
Probably not ever?
Right now, at least. I'm just saying, like, out of, like, Black Clover, One Piece, Haikyuu, like, all of those types, like, My Hero Academia is at the absolute bottom of the list of ones that I am interested in.
Movie reactions on YouTube? I've thought for a while about doing John Wick, because I've seen a bunch of scenes from it. I know basically what happens. I've kind of been spoiled. But I haven't seen the actual movie. Reacted to a new girlfriend. Yeah.
We'll like, disguise ourselves as, like, different people. Be like... It's really... I watch My Hero Academia. It's really mid for me. My Hero Academia basically Takamichi as a superhero.
Yeah, but Deku's way cooler than fucking Takamichi. Deku's way cooler than Takamichi. Anime movies. Probably not. Anime movies get striked to shit. People who react to anime movies on their channel get fucking struck down. We recently got in contact with JD Anime, and they posted their reaction to Mugen Train a while back. And they got a fucking strike from it. And it was a bullshit strike, apparently, but they still got one. And other people have posted Ghibli films, Totoro, or whatever. Any anime movies. Yeah. You just get struck down. That's just what happens when you post anime movies. They don't like it when you post anime movies. A lot of people turn a blind eye or don't notice when you post... shows. And it's not like it's like, and again, it's not level. Like we're doing anything illegal by doing either, because it's a reaction. It's the reason people come to our channel is for us, and or they come to the channel, but they come to the channel because they see that we're, like, watching something that they like. But the focus of all of our videos is specifically on us, and so it's not like we're under this thin veil of, oh, well, we're reacting to it so we can repost their movie for free. That's not it. It's like, it's just not worth the legal battle. We don't have a team of lawyers or a copyright division that deals with fucking these claims and shit, and a couple of those strikes and we're just completely off the face of the earth. So it's not worth the fight. That's why people obscure the video. That's why we obscure the video. Like, legally speaking, we should just be able to have the actual show in clips right here on the screen at all times. Not at all times, but when we're to give context when we're watching. Like, legally speaking, we shouldn't have to, like, fuck it up at all. The reason we do isn't so it's, oh, well, if I flip it and up the transparency, it's a different show, and now it's my show. No, that's not it. It's just that we know we're in the right side of this legal gray area, but it is a legal gray area, and while the law and the letter of the law and the spirit of the law is on our side, we're not a giant production company or publisher who has the rights to this multi-million-dollar franchise. We're just a couple of people making fucking YouTube videos in our house, so...
Yeah. Someone asked if we'd ever read manga for... I think it was Huda Boy. Yeah. Will you guys ever read manga for content?
I don't think so.
I'm not big into it, so probably
I would want you to read Berserk on it, but you would read in a book, and people who do manga reading content, they have a screen capture of them scrolling on the screen.
What I would, like, if there was any content to be had, like, I am planning to read the ReZero light novel, and if there was content to be had from that, it would be, like, perhaps like a short little review or something like that. Or if I did read Berserk, maybe there would be a video after I had, like, finished of what I thought about it. But we wouldn't do manga reaction.
I would think about it for something. Like, if I for some reason decided to read Tokyo Revengers or something, that's the kind of thing that I would do a manga reaction for. But it's just like, I don't know, I don't like this, just... And, like, it just seems like it's different when there's music and voice acting and explosions and shit, then, and you can talk over and give your commentary. But if I'm just, like, reading, just silently with, say, the Skyrim theme in the background, just sitting here staring at my screen, like, and, like, oh, is he gonna... Yep. And it's like, the reason you can talk during a show reaction is because there's, like, a pacing to it.
And there's like, a energy space. The energy from the show it's, like, easy to, like, match that energy. If, like, the show's getting really hyped, the music, the voice acting, everything about it is so good, then you get excited. When you're looking at a literal piece of paper or a literal screen with words on it, it's, like, you still might be feeling stuff, but it's, like, I feel like it would just be super awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I used to be an avid reader. I read books all the time. Very, very rarely did I ever have any sort of visual reaction or, like, outwards reaction to something, even if, like, other than, like, crying at a sad part, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like you can get past, like, the whole, like, ripping you out of the, like, the lack of immersion that, like, a reaction can threaten, you know? Like, it kind of, when there's a camera and lights and everything, it's not as comfy, and you don't feel as connected to the show as you do when you're just, like, watching on your couch. But, I feel like, what the fuck was I saying? Like, you can get past it eventually when doing reactions. With book reactions, and I know a lot of people are now like, well, reviews. Well, yeah, okay, we could do reviews possibly in the future, sure, to answer that question. But as far as the reaction thing, it just seems like it's not the format at all. Because, like, now, what is the pacing of a manga reaction? You're like, you read a page, and you're like, you have to keep talking the whole time because your voice is the only one being heard, and then you get to, like, the big spread, and then you're just like, you have to stop and review the last 3 pages basically in, like, a couple sentences and then move on. And it's like, that's such a horrible way to consume something like Berserk or Vagabond or whatever. It's like, that's not the tone that, like, those stories are supposed to have at all. It's cool for, like, content, I guess, if you've already read it and you're watching somebody do it for the first time. But it seems like it just is a breeding ground for, like, overhyped fake reactions. It seems like it like purposefully creates that atmosphere and kind of forces that on the person doing it, because their reaction is, like, the only thing in the air. Mm-hmm. You know?
And everyone reads at different speeds, so, like, the like, what they're looking at, or, like, they're reacting to something, you're, like, still on the last panel or whatever, like, I don't know.
Have you guys read Vagabond? I have the first Visbig. Where is it? It's somewhere. Oh, it's at the bottom down there. Right. Oh yeah, it's right by my, Lindsay just pointed to it. Of Vagabond. And I stopped myself from reading through it because it's so good. I got it maybe 6 years ago at this point, 5 years ago at this point. And I got it, I read, like, 2/3 of the way through or something, and I was just like, this is too good. I can't read the rest right now, but I'll get to it eventually, but I'm gonna take it slow. That was 5 years ago. And after what I went through with Berserk, I really enjoyed it. I read through all of it in, like, 2 weeks to a month, and it was like, now you're caught up for the next rest of your life. And with Vagabond, it's even on a worse hiatus than Berserk for some reason, even though the author's dead. And I really didn't want to rush through it. I need to get back into it, but if I did get back into reading it, I would read it really slow.
I forgot this was Life is Strange. Not that I have an issue, I'm enjoying this as well. And manga is best read by itself. It isn't meant for reactions. I think that is, like, true with books. Like, I kind of think that as well. I actually watch a lot of I don't watch reaction videos for many reasons. I'm not super into them regardless, and I don't want to get recommended them. But I do watch book reviews. I watch With Cindy is a channel that I watch, and she has really great book reviews, but she doesn't react to the book. She actually does. She started reacting to shows and movies and stuff as well. But what I like most is the reviews, and she just talks about it, talks about the experience of reading it, and yeah. I like that, and I like listening to books that I'll never read. Because, like, there's, like, a good summary of what happened in, like, one that, you know, she says there's gonna be spoilers and stuff. But I really like it, but I don't think I would enjoy watching her read a book.
Mm-hmm. True. Any planned anime for the season? Definitely Platinum End, for sure. That's one that we're at least going to try. I don't have high hopes for it, because I read the first volume, and it doesn't seem like it's going in a very good direction. I'm not excited for the story. I'm excited for the potential based on the creators of the manga, because the same people who created Platinum End created Death Note. So that's why I'm excited for it. But as far, like, the studio doesn't look super promising, and from what I know about the story, it doesn't look super promising. But, like, the idea of it is very promising to me, that, like, the authors of Death Note have now come out with, like, this brand spanking new series, and it's getting an anime adaptation. That's exciting, and I feel like if it is somehow well done, it could be decent. But yeah.
I feel like there's no harm in checking it out. You know?
What up, Avax? And people have been asking over and over again about Steins Gate.
Yeah, we will watch Steins Gate, but not right now. We've just watched 2 time travel shows, basically back to back. I don't want to watch another one right now.
True.
Just really honest, I don't want to watch. And also, plus, with the first time Carson tried to get me to watch Steins Gate, I did not like it at the start. So I would like to give some time, and then when I feel like watching it, then we'll watch it. True, maybe give it a bit of time. Yeah. Just, yeah.
Comey can't communicate this season. Yes, that is this season. The Anime Man was talking a big game of that series. A lot of people say the start of Steins Gate's slow, and I don't want to get into it, but I disagree. I mean, I guess it is, but yeah, I enjoyed every fucking episode of Steins Gate.
What's the movie you recommended? Maquia.
Maquia.
Yeah.
Maquia.
It's so good. I would say, if you really like Clannad, like, specifically if you really love Clannad After Story, but you haven't seen Maquia, I feel like it's the kind of show for you. I feel like you would also cry.
There's a trend I've noticed that you guys dislike the time travel shows. I don't know why that is. I think it's just that
I really liked Erased.
Yeah, we did like Erased.
I really liked Erased.
It's just, if you're talking about Tokyo Revengers and ReZero, yeah, it's just
I
annoying.
I didn't dislike the time travel about it.
Yeah, with ReZero, the problem wasn't the time travel. The problem was way deeper and more expansive than that. With Tokyo Revengers, the problem was with the author. The author, you know, it's way, again, more broad. It has more to do with, like, the way that the story is approached from a writing perspective, and how everything is, and how the plot is constructed. And the initial thing of that, it's not actually about a 26-year-old going back in time. It's about a person in the past who can see the future, but it's framed the other way. So then it's ends up being things that the author actually clearly doesn't even care about. It's framed in this way where the author can't avoid this bullshit time travel plot, which is just an excuse to let the audience self-insert into a younger character to feel that, like, power fantasy of rising up through this gang, etc., etc. Steins Gate is really good, but I don't want to talk about it in front of Lindsay too much because I want her to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't help that the main character is an idiot. That's not, again, that's like, the fact that Takemichi is an idiot doesn't actually matter because he's not just an idiot. It's that the author refuses to make him anything but unbelievably stupid. That's the thing. It's not to do with Takemichi. Like, Takemichi, as far as I'm concerned, isn't an actual person. He's not a person. He is a plot device. All he is the author's hand. He can, like, the author, whenever they want to move
whatever
something,
he needs to do.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with how smart or dumb Takemichi is. He could be either, but he either does nothing or does something bad to spur on the plot. He's like the best friend character in those old 80s sitcoms who at the start of the episode like steals something from the store and then the whole episode is about returning it and apologizing. It's like that's who he is. He just jump starts everything with some stupid bullshit, and it has nothing to do with him as a character. It has to do with the author not knowing what else to do with the main character other than just anyway.
Yeah.
This has become a TR stream. This has become an anime talking stream. I'm not even sure if I want to play the game at this point.
No, I feel like we should just talk for a while more. And,
really? You don't want to play the game at all?
No.
Okay. I guess we'll play this Saturday.
We've been talking for so long that I kind of and I'm having fun. Just talk. Next, Naruto Storm 3 or 4. Yeah, we'll be playing Storm 3 at some point. But we're having a lot of fun with Life is Strange and also Genshin right now. So maybe after Life is Strange, the start of another Tokyo Revengers rant. I'm locked in now.
Do you guys actually like the Tokyo Revengers rants?
I feel kind of bad because, like, I don't know. I think the main thing is that it's not a problem with we mistook our problem. We took beef with Takemichi, but it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's the writing, and you've managed to write a super popular manga. But that doesn't mean that the story or the quality is... And there's definitely some things that were, like, well written. Some of the characters and some of the backstory, genuinely, like, well written, good stuff. But the whole... The actual plot is...
I said in the episode that just went up on YouTube that Tokyo Revengers... The best thing is the setup. The best thing about Tokyo Revengers, by far, and the reason why I think a lot of people get hooked is because the setup is so... Oh, shit. Can you give me more coffee?
Sure.
You don't have to do milk and sugar or anything. Just
I can.
Okay, you can. Don't add too much sugar because there's still a lot in there. Fuck yes, you guys are the only ones who criticize the show. Well, I'm glad we could provide, I guess. What else? What was I saying? I fucked up. Welcome, everybody, by the way. I see a lot of familiar faces in here. What the fuck was I saying? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, it's the setup. Yeah, the setup is the best part. And I think that's why I again, it's like, it's like, oh no, I shouldn't spoil, I shouldn't do Naruto spoilers. I'll say it in a more general way. Like, with Naruto, people get mad at Lindsay, for example, or other reactors for reacting a certain way in a show, and they're having like a visceral reaction to what's going on, and then the fans are like, oh, well, you don't know all this shit. And it's like, yes, we don't know. We don't understand that, like, or you don't know, like, you guys are the ones who don't know. You don't understand that your entire, like, the way you understand your emotions behind it come from being, like, more information or being on a rewatch. It's like, I don't think a lot of Tokyo Revengers fans understand that a lot of their hype, a lot of the reason that they like Tokyo Revengers is because things are set up so well. And that carries them through. It's like they get attached to people based on how the arcs are set up, how the stakes are set, like how the intrigue is so well established, and that's why we had such huge expectations for it. And that's why we were so disappointed later on, because I think for most people, they get the intrigue and they're hooked into what's going on, but as to how that specifically falls into place isn't as important. They get hooked on the intrigue and like the relationships that are established between the characters, but how those relationships come to fruition, how the plot points come to fruition, how the chips end up falling, doesn't matter as much, because that hype of like how cool things seemed at the beginning based on when people were like, but does that mean that Kiseki is, what does this mean? That whole shit, and like, here's your job. You gotta do this, and then you'll get that. And it's like, all right, I have a mission. I can do this. That's the hype. That's the shit. And that carries you through. And then it doesn't even matter what happens after. It doesn't fucking matter, because you're already attached to the mission. You're already attached to getting shit done. And whether things are contrived or bullshit along the way doesn't matter as much, because the hype is still there. That's what I think happens with a lot of people, and I don't think people really think about that. I don't think they understand that, like, that's the real hype. That's the real good shit that Tokyo Revengers has. Everything else is trash because it's written to sell. Not that other series, not that Naruto, for example, isn't written to sell, but it's like, that's why the time travel plot is there. That's why, like, somebody pointed out, like, earlier on, when I was like, it seems like this is just, like, a self-insert thing, like, if you're, you know, like, so they can market it to middle schoolers, etc., etc. But then there's a comment of guys like, if you did any research at all, you'd know that it's actually, the magazine's actually marketed towards an older audience. And I'm just like, that makes perfect sense and fits completely with what I was saying. They made him older artificially so that you could self-insert to the older guy, and then he goes back in time and you get to relive your youth. You get to be in this new world, this kind of an isekai, where you get to live in this new sort of dimension and understand things in a new way. And fix the wrongs of your past. Wouldn't it be great if you could go back, you loser in your mid-20s in your shitty apartment working your shitty job? If only you could go back to the time where you had a girlfriend and you were in this cool gang and you were earning the respect of your peers, and that cool guy, those two fucking badass guys with the tattoos and the blonde hair, they showed up in their bikes when you were getting the shit beat out of you, and they were like, hey, he's our friend. And then the next day they come to your school and they're like, hey man, we're just coming to chill you out, and even the teachers freaked out, and then they come in, they pull you out of class, and then your girlfriend, you know, she's so cool, she slaps the guy, even though he's the most bad motherfucker in town, and, you know, she doesn't give a fuck, and she's just there for you. She's got your back, man. She's a bad bitch. And then, not only that, but when 12 years later, guess what, man? She's still waiting for you.
You're spoiling stuff.
I'm sorry. I was just, yeah. Anyway.
Can you compare Tokyo Revengers to ReZero Season 2? Which is better? I had a worse time watching ReZero Season 2, but I think objectively it is better. Would you agree?
You kind of killed my role there, I'm not gonna lie. What was the question?
Whether ReZero Season 2 or Tokyo Revengers is better. And I said, I think I had
ReZero's definitely better.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said I had a way better time watching Tokyo Revengers because the ReZero fans weren't there.
Talking about ReZero Season 2?
Yes.
Or Tokyo Revengers? You just said ReZero.
Oh, sorry. ReZero Season 2 versus Tokyo Revengers. But I think ReZero Season 2 was better than Tokyo Revengers.
Here's a better one, Dan says. Tokyo Revengers or Tenchi Bridge arc? Oof. I'll let you answer first, because I already have an opinion.
I didn't even... Honestly, that's... That's tough.
I have an entire rant lined up.
Because here's the thing. Here's the issue. Tokyo Revengers, it seems like the pacing and the plot and the weird things that were happening were just there from the start. With the Tenchi Bridge arc, it seems that like the base story there was good, mm-hmm. but the pacing artificially created by the show just needing to be longer to wait for more to come out, mm-hmm. that was what ruined it. The problem wasn't the story in the Tenchi Bridge arc, although it like the story was just kind of like it was decent. It wasn't anything special, but what ruined it was the pacing and the filler and the trash that they just added in to elongate it. The problem with Tokyo Revengers, like the whole package was just not that great.
Yeah, I agree.
Agree? Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I liked the Tenchi Bridge arc should have been 5 or 6 episodes. If it was paced like no spoilers for Hunter x Hunter. Wait, is that a good example? I'm trying to think of a better, less spoilery example. It's not even a spoil. The Hunter x Hunter one isn't even spoilery. I guess, like, do you guys remember? Shit, no, because now we're getting into like describing it. Okay, no spoilers for Hunter x Hunter. I'm just gonna get this out. It's
I won't
like
look for a while.
It's like, imagine if the Tenchi Bridge arc was written with like that timing and pacing as like the first 10 episodes of the Chimera Ant arc of Hunter x Hunter, where it's just one thing after another, and it's just like somebody picks up a phone, or like it cuts to somebody talking on the phone. They're just like, yeah, I guess we'll handle it, and then puts down the phone, turns around. So is it done then? Yes, we're sending them out immediately. And then it cuts to like people dashing through the trees and shit, and then it's like them talking, giving a monologue. It's just like, I haven't told you this, but blah 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 blah. And then it's just like, oh, I don't know what to think about that. I guess we'll move on. Cut to the other side, and like just with that bang bang bang, like just imagine if everything in the Tenchi Bridge arc instead of 21 was just 5 episodes, and they just had any emotion that they wanted to have needed to be paired with some kind of action or movement or like actual progression, and they had that. But again, it's just that's the funny thing about Tenchi Bridge arc is like all the times where they were talking about their emotions or like going through why, like when Sakura's thinking about fucking how she's dead weight and shit like that, how she's useless and all that stuff, and Naruto not measuring up to Sai, and he's just like, well, you completely gave yourself away by using the Rasengan, blah 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 blah. That's like clearly your jutsu, and you were trying to deceive the enemy, so it doesn't make any sense. And it's like, there's all the times where we had action, where we had like character development, it was paired with action. It's just that to a certain point, there was nothing going on. Like that's the funny thing. It's not like, oh well, there is something going on, but it's stretched over a period of time. It's like the times where it was stretched out, it was in between other things. So there might as well have been like, person says something, black screen, 5 minutes, cut back, the person replies. It could have just been that, and it would have been no different. It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the thing about, I will touch on ReZero again, because this is what I've been thinking of as well. And yeah, ReZero Season 2 wasn't enjoyable for me at all. The dialogue was too difficult to sit through. This is another reason why I think ReZero is better than, ReZero Season 2 was better than Tokyo Revengers in hindsight, because I think the problem with ReZero Season 2, I think a lot of it was genuinely putting it in an anime to begin with, or at least maybe direction or budget. Yeah. Just there was so much dialogue, so I think if you were reading it, it would be a million times better. I have no doubt, even though some of the things that were going on were still questionable to me. I think a lot of what was bad about it was based on the delivery and how they chose to just have characters literally just looking at each other and talking for hours on end, with like, and also like the music choice. There's like certain scenes where like the music choices just like gave away the intentions of characters when it was supposed to be mysterious. And so I think, especially looking back now that a lot of time has passed, I think that was a huge, I mean,
I've been saying that since we were watching it, since like episode 3. I think I said that exact shit, and I made an entire Attack on Titan video that I specifically did not include ReZero clips of bullshit exposition dumping, because I didn't want the hate from the ReZero fans. Like there's that part in that Attack on Titan video where I actually use SAO as an example of them just sitting in a diner talking and expositing plot information, and I was going to use ReZero for that, just as both a nod to just the meme on the channel, but also because it's just a good example of what I was talking about like how having two people standing there facing each other talking, or three people talking to each other, exchanging information, having a weird walk around, like you walk around the entire block 3 times and talk about your childhood or talk about a flower blooming and how it's like this or that, whatever the fuck they say. That doesn't actually make good anime. And if you're reading a book, it doesn't matter if people are walking around and talking, because that's just a line where the person wrote, and while they walked, they talked and said blah blah, you know, however they want to set it up. Whether they put that line in there or not doesn't actually change the complexity or intrigue of the dialogue on the page. On the screen, it makes a huge difference whether they're walking and talking, whether they're cooking and talking, whether they're fighting and talking, or
whether we're seeing metaphorical images for what they're talking about, or like some sort of interesting, like, yeah, something interesting visually to match the intensity of what is being taught, or like to match and enhance what they're talking about. I've never seen a show nosedive as fast as the Promised Neverland did. To me, that one's really disappointing. It's disappointing, but I will say I'm just disappointed in the season 2. I'm not super angry at it. It seems like they just had no budget, knew there was gonna be no way.
The more I think about it, though, like, from what we learned about the manga, it doesn't seem like... I mean, they clearly fucked up the anime beyond recognition, but from what we learned about, like, what happens after and what we saw, like, it doesn't seem like we would have got what we wanted out of it anyway. Like, the prison break storyline of the first season is, like, so good, incredibly fucking well done, both visually and in terms of writing. Like, it's just so good. You're on the edge of your seat the entire time. Yeah. And you have no idea what the fuck is gonna happen. And it's great. Once, you know, things continue after that, what is it gonna be? You know, they can't really, like, achieve the same thing. They're writing a different story. The plot is completely different, which is fair. But what we got out of the story, we got from season 1. As far as things go afterward, it's not, like, you know, it's not the same thing. So I think looking back on the series, like, if season 2 was good, and I looked back on it now, it would be like maybe an 8 at best. I don't think that, even, like, based on what we know happened in the manga and what should have happened in season 2 of the anime, it doesn't seem like it would have held a candle to the first one, especially if they had the same animation budget, you know? Because the animation budget wasn't actually that great either. Compared to, especially, like, it was okay, but compared to the first one, maybe not even the budget, but the craftsmanship in the first season of anime was so incredible. Gaijin, we're trying not to talk about Tokyo Revengers as much. If you want to hear us talk more about it, you're gonna have to pay us.
Or just watch the ones that are already out, because it's pretty much the same. Our opinions didn't really change, that's why we decided to just stop.
Yeah. Promise Neverland was never good as the first arc. That was what I thought too. So, like, season 2 sucks, definitely worse than it could have been, was never gonna live up to the first one. So, I'm not really butthurt about it, I guess. Like, I got what I wanted out of it, and I wish that there was some way to keep that story going, but again, from what we know of what happens in the manga afterwards, it doesn't seem like that happened or was possible. So, you know, if it just ended at the end of season 1, that would have been dope.
Yeah. Cloverworks can't right after Promised Neverland, Cloverworks dropped the ball in Wonder Egg priority. They just have problems finishing. It's too bad.
Yeah, I'm glad we dodged Wonder Egg priority. Everyone was crazy about it. You were crazy about it. I think I have a sixth sense about fucking seasonal anime. I think I have a sixth sense about it. Or maybe I just got in on the ground floor in a really good season. First season was fucking, I watched Death Parade and Your Lie in April, and what else was that? What else was it? Parasite, all that shit. I got in at a really good time, I guess, so I got a really good taste of good seasonal anime. And I can just see, I don't even know, like, it's probably not my thing either. Like, I'm not the only one who can do this, but I can kind of tell in a way.
You need to see Black Clover, one of the best shonen anime in our time. The plot is more mind-blowing than most other shonen anime. It's on our list.
But we can only watch so many at a time.
Of the same show.
And they take a long time to just put out on YouTube. Like, not even watch. We could theoretically binge one long-running shonen in like a month or two. But no matter how you slice it, we can't post all of those in less than like a year. So, you know, at any rate, even if we posted Black Clover as fast as Naruto, it would still take the better part of an entire year for you to get our entire reaction to it. So. Finish One Piece in a week. You won't. You're right. Yes, I've finished Naruto. Not Boruto, though. Do you watch an ongoing anime? Not right now.
Like a seasonal one? Like, we're gonna be doing, what's that, Platinum End soon?
Yeah.
And then, once Naruto ends, we're gonna watch Boruto, and I'm sure eventually we'll catch up to that, so.
I feel like seasonal anime makes me super disinterested in anime in general.
Another Naruto fan.
Thank you.
It didn't show up. Oh no, that was a Patreon?
That was a Patreon.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Hoppy Quins.
Thank you. Are we reading Who Dat Boys thing? I feel like seasonal anime makes me super disinterested in anime in general, to the point that I feel burnt out of it.
I agree 100%. And that's a real big conflict, being a channel that reacts to anime.
This is why we stopped reacting to seasonal anime. But we have had good ones. God of High School was excellent. It was like
once. It wasn't excellent.
Excellent for a seasonal. Once a week, we just have to watch it.
But again, that's not why I watch fucking anime.
I guess I had.
Who watches anime for just like? Do people really just want like the seasonal whatever the fuck for the next 2 months? Nobody wants like the next thing that's gonna like graft onto their personality and like be a part of them, and that's something that they can like carry with them, something of high quality. Do people not fucking want that anymore?
Well, some people find that out of a seasonal show.
It's so rare. It's so rare. It's not worth watching 20 shows every season and just like you get burned out, you get cynical.
Castro says, I disagree. I'm always excited for multiple shows each season. Do you think you'll watch a filler for Boruto? I think most of the show is filler. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We want trash so that we can make our personality for 3 months. Excellent.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Haven't watched seasonal anime since like 2014 or 2015. So you haven't watched like any... Were you like... I guess you weren't present in like our other seasonal shows, etc. Yeah, it ruins my faith in like anime in a way to watch seasonals. That's why it's sad. That's why it always feels like I'm in a rock and a hard place, because I want to give my reaction to shit, but there's nothing like popular that I can do that for, except unless it's like One Piece, and I'm not sure I would like most of One Piece. So it's scary in a way. It just kind of sucks, because I wish that I could like share that feeling that I had when I fucking finished Code Geass, or when I finished Hunter x Hunter, or just watched through it and was just on the edge of my seat the whole time, and I still like think of things in that show fondly and consider all the different angles to it every once in a while, and go back and listen to the soundtrack or whatever, and really like appreciate the depth of those stories and everything, and like, you know, they became a big part of me, and I don't see a fucking random seasonal show. That wasn't gonna happen with Tokyo Revengers. We were watching Tokyo Revengers because we just were like, you know what? Just watch a show. Just have fun watching a show, and look how that turned out. It turned out fucking horribly.
When's the next season of Vinland Saga coming out? I'm super excited for that. I'm also super excited for that. I'm really excited for that. When we watched Vinland Saga, I liked it, but I think I like it a lot more now that I've seen more stuff.
Tasinu, I literally answered your question already. I said that like 20 minutes ago. You copy and pasted the exact same thing. You keep saying the same thing. I said that I finished Naruto. I say it like every couple Naruto videos. It's not a mystery. Yeah, this is now a chatting stream.
Jujutsu Kaisen, another hit seasonal.
Yeah. Here's maybe some with Jujutsu Kaisen. I feel like it deserved more time in one season. The problem, I don't know. It's really weird. Jujutsu Kaisen seems like the kind of show that shouldn't be locked into a 24 episode thing. But when we see what with Naruto and stuff like that, we see what happens with when you just have a yearly production cycle. It just seems like maybe I'm just sick of the format of 11 to 13 episodes arc. 11 to 13 episodes arc, and it's like every book is 300 pages on the dot, it feels like. It's like everything is the same length, and you can only move the beats around like a few pages, you know what I mean? Like, there needs to be a build at the beginning, and then there needs to be a first act turn, and et cetera, and it needs to follow the arc, at least on some level, and you can move where the points are along this, like, continuum. Like, it can be an episode earlier and an episode later, and things can be more condensed here or further apart there, but eventually, you're going to get to the point where every season needs to be written with the same logical story beats happening at around the same time, and the pace gets so like repetitive, I guess. It just goes, it's like a metronome almost.
I agree. I also think that I feel like that was like the thing with Demon Slayer. It was too long. It had too many episodes. Those episodes at the end could have all been one episode. There was like a time in the middle that it was like multiple episodes of like stuff was happening, but it went on for too long. And that's one thing that I really liked about part 1 and 2 of JoJo, is they like split
at a weird time. Yeah.
But it worked so well, because both of them, part 1 had exactly...
Thank you, Abed, for another $5.
Just finish this.
Yeah.
It like part 1 had the exact right amount of episodes that you needed to tell that story. Part 2 had a few extra episodes than it would have normally had, but it was like it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was the exact that it needed to be to tell the story with no bullshit, no randomness. Yeah.
Abed donated. Thank you very much for the $5. Not to be pretentious, but there's something about older anime that just grabs you. Older anime took their time building up their story. Examples, Monster. There's kind of a weird bias when it comes to that, because there's just such a huge library at this point. Like, if you take into account all of the shows that have come out since Cowboy Bebop, and compare and ratio them against the shows that are actually good, and all the ones that like have made that impact on me, for example, it's like the ratio's still like 10 to 1, if not, 10 to 1, if not less. Like, so it's not really fair to compare, because like, yeah, older shows feel better, but like, if you're talking about a 20-year span of time where like a fuckload of different things came out, and then now we can look back on it and see the good ones that like really grab you. It's like in 20 years, I imagine that this, like, since I guess 2015 to 2021, I feel like 2007 to 2014 was like a real fucking golden age in anime. If you can make that age that long, it's a little bit long for one age, but that time span was like solid as shit, and we can look back on that time span because we were past it. It feels right now like things are really bad, but in 2026 we might be looking back and say, guys, do you remember when this and that came out? Holy shit. Yeah. Monster is a little bit slow. Sometimes it often works to its advantage, but there are a lot of times where it's like, I feel like we haven't fucking seen anybody in like 5 to 10 episodes. We've just been like messing around. But there are a lot of times where that feeling is rewarded and is set up on purpose to get that feeling of like isolation or whatever.
Do you wish... Oh yeah, this is what I saw and I want to talk about. Do you wish that anime didn't necessarily have just the 24 to 26 or 12 to 13 episodes as a whole, or divide it into seasons and just explain as much as you can. I guess I just wish that it was more normal to have a different number of episodes. Like, it wasn't like, oh, you got the long style of season, or you got the short season. Like, I wish it wasn't locked into that, because I just feel like it kind of ruins it. I wish it was like, oh, if you want to have a 14 episode anime, because that's the amount that you need, then that's great. Or if you want to have an 8 episode anime, then do that. Don't take up an extra 4 episodes of absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
Or if you want to have a 30 episode, like, I don't know,
Yeah, we talked a lot, like, at the end of, say, Tower of God, I think is the first time we mentioned this, but we also mentioned it many times after, where it feels like 12 or 13 episodes or so is not enough to tell, like, a good story. You need a few more, like, maybe 2 or 3 episodes more.
Yeah.
So, like, 16 episodes, like, say, with JoJo Part 2, is, like, the good minimum for, like, an actually good story, not just a setup season so that you can go read the fucking manga. And 24 episodes, again, seems like a really awkward number. By evidence of, like, say, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, etc., etc. It's like, Jujutsu Kaisen, big, like, starting arc, ended pretty well. Second arc, starts off a little slow, gets into the good shit, ends, like, 2 or 3 episodes before the end. Demon Slayer, you hit episode, like, 19. That 20 to 25... kinda could be condensed into like 2 episodes. Didn't need to be that long. Could have ended the season at like episode 20. It just seems like this weird number is based only on the financial reality of making anime, and it doesn't seem conducive to actually making a good anime. That's why, like, a lot of shows that are really good are like weird episode numbers. Like Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is like in 64 or something, and then Monster is 70, and Hunter x Hunter 2011 is like 150 something. Like, it's weird. Like, a lot of the best shows are like weird episode numbers, and I don't think that's an accident. I feel like because when you're constricted to this one thing, especially for like 1 or 2 cores, Death Note also is like 37 episodes or something like that. It's like, that's not an accident. It's because they can tell the story at their own pace and they aren't locked into this the budgetary, oh, well, we have 11 weeks to make the show, blah, 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 blah. The season lasts this long, or your fiscal year is this or that, you know? They need to, it's like a lot of it's for tax purposes or for just production costs, and like
if everyone's on the same like time frame,
people are on a payroll and they're like contracted for this amount of weeks, and you know, if we like go 2 weeks into the next fiscal year, then like, what are we gonna claim 2 episodes of this show that like lasted the entire last year on our this year's taxes, and we're gonna get fucked over for that? It's like, how do you balance that? We took out a bunch of loans so that we could pay everyone. We were relying on the pay for this production in order to actually pay off the loans that we took out to pay our staff, and it gets really fucking weird if that goes into the next fiscal year, etc., etc. That's the reality of production, and that's the real reason why like things have to be a certain length, and why it's all about seasons. It's not just about whatever show. But there's not really an answer to it unless there's the budget or like a special case where something like that can be achieved. As streaming becomes more popular, hopefully it becomes more popular in Japan, because cable TV and stuff like that is still really commonplace in Japan. A lot of shows air on TV, and that's how a lot of people consume their anime. Once they like adopt more of a streaming service sort of market like we have, or once at least more of the focus is brought over to that, then maybe things will change. But maybe not for the better, because then we'll have the Netflix adaptation of all anime, basically, if all of them are made on that model, where it's all just about the cliffhanger at the end that like undoes all of the shit that happened for the entire season. That's like every Netflix show, if you haven't noticed. They build it up for the whole show, this like mystery established at the start, or this sort of intrigue. The whole show goes along to get you introduced to the characters and have a couple like emotional moments. Then at the end, something happens that completely throws everything out the window entirely, and it doesn't make any sense. and then it's
season
just like,
2.
holy fuck, could you believe that everything that we had been building toward completely got thrown out the window in the last episode? Holy fuck, when is season 2, Netflix? Oh my god, is this trending yet?
And then season 2 is not as good, but if you keep watching it, then there's a season 3 and it's trash, and it still
Usually
has a cliffhanger.
season 2 is trash. Usually season 2 is
But they
trash.
milk it till the season 3. And then they leave it on a cliffhanger on season 3, but then they don't make a season 4 because it's not profitable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's, but yeah, I often, like, yeah, it's just not, it's just a kind of a sad way of doing things.
It's a sad reality, yeah. It's either you have this thing where everything's locked into a specific time frame and all of the realities that, like, anime currently lives to, or you have the American model where everything's made for Netflix, and there's a lot of money in it, which means there's a lot of money for making, like, episodic or very seasonal, not longitudinal stories, but, like, season by season arcs that,
or
like,
just like a one little full story. Like, that's the thing with
miniseries.
a lot of like Netflix things that like really blew up. Like Queen's Gambit was one that we watched. That was just like it was its own thing, like very self-contained. It was like a whole story. Like, you know, there's a story to be told. It's too long for a movie, not long enough for like a huge show. So we'll put like 8 one-hour episodes, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sounds like Netflix prioritizes hype over logic.
Of course they do. Of course they do. Because it's
you can
bingeable.
binge it.
Yeah, it's bingeable. So people don't actually... A lot of people, especially with Netflix, the big trap of it is that it's... Because it's so bingeable, because they release everything at once, it's like... people don't have time. Like, they literally don't have... Netflix is set up so they literally don't have the time to doubt the plot that they're watching. They just have time to, like... What the fuck just happened? And then the screen goes into a tiny thing with the credits, and then it's like, next episode? And then you go to the next episode, and it skips the recap, and you're right in the action again. So you don't have time to gestate or think about everything. It's like, End of the Fucking World. That first season was incredible. It was so well done. I will be fucked before I watch another season of that show. And the way they ended it off was so, like... great for a last episode of a season. Abrupt, not the best, but a good place to end it. The way they, like, go on, and I haven't watched anything past that, but now what do they have? Season 3, and it's like, what's the fucking point of this anymore? That's why I hate Western shit, and I really hope fucking anime doesn't go in that direction. I hope they find another answer to this problem of, like, network television versus streaming, the different models and the different way things are written. I hope they can maintain, like, the vision of the source material of whatever they're doing without compromising the integrity of the adaptation.
The garbage essay on Netflix promoting is mind-boggling. I follow them on YouTube, and they be promoting things that's not anime, and they're making these ugly, fully CGI animes. Like, what are they doing?
Are you talking about the remake of Pokemon? I think that's the remake of the first Pokemon movie with Mewtwo and shit. They did that, and I watched that with my nephew, and I was just like, I mean, this is okay. Like, it's better than whatever else he could be watching. But, like, the 2D version is so good. It's, like, such an art piece, you know? I don't know. Yeah, they remade the Mewtwo movie in CG on Netflix. You can check it out. I don't recommend it, but it's, I just recommend you watch, like, the actual movie if you want to watch it, but,
Yeah, but a lot of, and also especially with the stuff on Netflix, like we've watched some of the stuff just like on our own time. Like we watched The Witcher, and we watched Queen's Gambit, and I don't know, maybe like 1 or 2 other ones like that. And it's like when you're watching it, it's like decent. You're like into it, but then after it ends, you're just like, why did I watch that?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the people who, like, are watching stuff aren't as critical as us, so they just don't know why they're watching it or
and
what
again,
they
it's
like.
set up so that they don't have to think about what they like. They don't have time to think
about it. Which is actually great for people who just want to, like, completely zone out. They get home from a long, stressful day at work. They just put a show on and binge it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But I guess it doesn't really lead to super high quality. It leads to, like... They have great, like, cinematography in these shows. Like, they look awesome. but the story is not like super engaging or super like challenging or like I don't know. It's just like some stuff.
It doesn't ask anything of you.
Yeah, and like a lot of them do have good moments or like good characters. Like Queen's Gambit, the mom was like a really like if you've seen that, the mom was the best character in that, and she was awesome. And the scenes with her were like there's something like really real about it and really good. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it was just kind of like a cool show.
Yeah.
Witcher season 2 coming out soon.
I want to read more than just Castro's comments, even though he's writing longer essays. Carson, I believe I never asked any of these streams but have you read the Attack on Titan manga? Oh shit, that's not the one to
Another
read.
Naruto fan.
Don't want to talk about the Attack on Titan manga, because that just, anytime you talk about anything Attack on Titan, it invites spoilers. Or I guess now I can't leave for the bathroom. Anyway, Netflix is trash and better than modern anime. And still better than modern anime. Is that true? How much of Netflix? Are you counting all of the fucking ridiculous, like, comedy specials that are on there that are just, like, terrible? Are you counting all those? Or are you counting all of the, like, just silly shows? Like, they're just, like, I mean, I don't know. That's like a death battle of the ages. I don't know which compares with which.
Netflix is, like, fast food.
Bo Burnham special is in there. Modern, well, yeah, there's great modern anime. Is there? Isn't there? Great modern anime? There's great anime.
Netflix as a whole is a mess.
Netflix is getting worse and worse by the day.
We've been looking, like, I've just been trying to watch movies, and there's, like, no good movies.
What up, Dry? Dry Undies. I've acknowledged you. Yeah, there's nothing on Netflix anymore, it feels like. Whenever we sit down to, like, oh, what are we gonna watch? And it's just like, I end up just scrolling through the anime tab and being like, oh, I remember all these shows. And then just going past and it's like, you wanna watch this movie? It came out 20 years ago and was good, but I don't see anything new that's interesting at all. Mm-hmm. There's not great modern anime? Is that true?
I guess it depends.
Let's just check out the spring season. Spring 2020.
That was a bad season.
No, that was a good season.
Yeah, that was
fucking
Kaguya.
Kaguya.
Oh, spring. Okay, I was thinking, yeah, that was a good season.
Spring 2021.
This was a bad season. Oh no, this was a decent season.
What? What are you talking about?
I was thinking it was, I think the season before, or there was like one season, I think it was summer 2020, that was just like bad.
Summer 2020 Mal, there's ReZero, God of High
Maybe
School.
I'm like totally messed. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just remember there was like one season in there that didn't really have anything.
Yeah, anime's been pretty dry for the last little bit, I'm not gonna lie, and Bo Burnham's special is better than most anime, but, you know, it's hard to compare them, I guess. But overall, I have more hope for anime than I do for, like, modern Western television, because it's all written for fucking Netflix. Everything's written for streaming services. It's like, even the reality TV shows have gotten worse, somehow.
So...
Like, you get The Circle, and it's, and whatever that, Love Island, is that what it's, no, that's the older one. The newer one that one about all the hot people fucking each other, but they're not supposed to.
Oh, Too Hot to Handle?
Yeah,
I think
that's reality shows
like,
today.
What is that?
It is a factory formula to create a marketing empire around creating a bunch of influencers, having incredible advertising. Because think about this. You make a show that is just the trashiest thing ever. And the people on it are so hot that they instantly become huge on Instagram and whatever other fucking thing they want to do. And then they are a living ad for all time for your show. Imagine that. You don't have to pay anything. You just create a career for somebody else, and then that loop, anything they do is looped back around to you. Like, it's genius, but it's so fucking bad. And that's like, even reality TV show is that bad these days.
And they were always bad, but they're not even entertaining anymore. It's just like disturbing.
The thing is reality. Go ahead.
Thing is, reality TV just doesn't work today. That's why it sucks. Reality TV was always bad, but it was a fad for that era. The Flavor of Love, Real World all sucked.
Flavor of Love is one show, Real World is another show.
They just worked for the time. Well, that's what I think.
It's because of vlogging. It's because people can actually see into people's reality and see like a hyped up version of their life through vlogging. And now the whole idea of just showing people's lives, whether they're interesting or not, is pointless because you have David Dobrik showing off his 15th fucking $5 million
I guess
house.
that's true. It seems like reality TV, there was a big thing of like, we're going to go into someone's home and show you their life. Or we're going to like focus in on this specific person. Now it's like, let's get all these hot people and throw them in a room together. And like make up some sort of stupid like challenge, and then that's the thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, if you win, you'll get, what was it, $1 million?
They're
Less.
not even that.
It's like split amongst them, and it's like, do you know how much they're getting paid per episode? You don't just like they aren't there for free. That's the thing, and I don't think people who watch it care, so it doesn't actually matter. But I'm just thinking like this entire thing is so stupid. They're probably getting paid 50 to 100 grand per episode. And maybe less because it's.
I think they're allowed to be paid less
because as a contestant. Yeah. So like maybe 20 to 50,000 probably an episode per person, and they're like, so what are they making a season? Then whether they like make 50 grand doesn't matter. What matters is I need to be the first or last one to just fuck somebody's brains out so that I can get more followers and make more money later. It's like whether I get $20 more thousand now by the end of it because everyone's already fucked each other's brains out. Now the pot has gone so far down that it's not even worth it.
Stupid.
It's just such a dumb show.
That show specifically sounds so dumb. I can't even stand the idea. A reality show that I do still like is Survivor. That's
more of a game show.
I guess. It is really good though. If you guys
It is really good. The last season was incredible.
It's so good. If you like anime, just watch that season. Season 40. The mere existence of reality TV angers me. I think, yeah. Will you two watch the Monogatari series someday?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Bad for copyright, bad for titties. Not that I'm not interested in titties or just the show. Not that ruins the show necessarily for me in general, but it just seems like there's too much in the way of actually doing a good reaction series for it. Maybe a Patreon exclusive, but that's down the list.
Yeah. Let's see. Upload Clannad. We have a schedule, and it's coming on the schedule. Monogatari has always been bad for copyright. Yeah, that's why our OP reaction couldn't stay up, because it got taken down. Or, yeah, there's some weird stuff going on with it, and we took it down so we didn't get a strike. Still watching Grey's Anatomy. I took a long break, and I watched more last night, actually. I was gonna watch one episode, but it was actually really good, so then I watched the second one. And I wanted to watch another one, but it was like 3 a.m, so I stopped. But like, oh, you like the survive in an island and play games kind of realities. Yeah, Survivor I think is an interesting show. And I also think that just like if you analyze Survivor and how the show itself has changed, I think that's like just as interesting to watch, like the change happen of like if you watch the first season, which we're not done it, but we watched the first season, and it's such a different show because it wasn't a game, like there was no strategy. I think all the people on there were very like into the thing of like, oh, this is a social experiment of what happens if you're on an island. So when they got tasked to vote someone out, it was literally completely random. People were writing down fucking random people's names. Like one guy was writing just going alphabetical order, and then other people he was public that he was doing alphabetical order, so people voted where he was gonna vote to get the person out, and then he was like, oh, I had no idea that this was like a bad plan, and we're like, you're the most stupid person on the show. But I don't know, I think it's interesting. I think Survivor is interesting for a lot of reasons.
Don't spoil Squid Game, please. Don't talk about Squid Game, please. Stop talking about it. Caught up with Normie's Naruto reactions? No, have not. There's not much survival in Survivor anymore. We watched one where the guy who won, like at the end, they weighed you, or like there was like a scale and a mirror. It was the first time there's no mirrors in the jungle, so they weren't able to see themselves for like whatever, a month or however long it was. And there was a mirror and a scale, and they weighed themselves, and it was like comparing how much they weighed. The scale was wrong, and in the after show like discussion thing, the guy who won was just like, yeah, I was, that scale was wrong. I was like 50 pounds lower than that, and I had parasites in me. I was sick. I nearly died when I went home. But I got the $1 million, 500,000 after taxes, right? Ha ha ha. But yeah, he like there was like endurance. There's not survival because they aren't gonna let you die. They aren't allowed.
The other thing is
there is endurance.
It's interesting how I think the comment said like, I'm scared to look because all the Squid Game stuff, but there's not much survival in Survivor anymore. But actually, it's a lot tougher now than it was. We watched the first season. They have like so much food. Like, from the start, they got, like, canned food. A ton of canned food. And, like, what they get now is they get rice and beans, and they have to, like, win better stuff. But there's no fun in watching a thing where half of it is physical competitions if everyone's, like, fucking passing out from starvation. That's not a good show, and that's not safe. So, yeah. And like part of it is like mentally surviving the show. Like it's not just, oh, like I will put you out here and survive. That's a completely different show than Survivor. It's not trying to be outdoorsman survival. You're alone in the wilderness, type of thing.
Nobody starves to death in Survivor. What a fake show. True. Yeah, apparently the normies didn't like Parasite. Did they not like it, or did they just thought it was another anime? Is that like reactor speak for the show's kind of trash and I didn't get into it, but I don't want to upset people?
One day, one of these guys from Survivor is gonna eat another person to survive. Someday I will wake up to see a BOLDcast Gintama reaction. Someday. We'll see.
Lindsay, try and act like you're getting shot with 5 bullets just for fun to see your acting skills. What the fuck is the matter with you?
First one's to my head.
Chewing gum on a podcast. Fucking unprofessional. Don't do that. ASMR cast.
Normies were too busy making terrible stand-up comedy jokes and they butchered the reactions. Sounds like what some people would say about Carson.
Yeah, people say that about me all the time. I don't follow the normies for trying to be funny. I think they are sometimes. I think they are oftentimes. I like them. I knew that was gonna happen, meme. I knew that was gonna happen.
What?
One guy lost so much weight, Survivor was... Wait. When it was so hot in it. Got Calvin Klein modeling... Whoa, shit, really?
Damn.
But after the show regained all the weight and his popularity was lost. That sucks.
No.
No way. I think Carson jokes and rants are hilarious. Well, that makes one of you. Serge and Chris are funny. I like Mickey, Serge, Chris. I really liked Nahid, man. I loved Nahid. He was more into fucking anime and genuinely invested in the story. He never fucking faked shit, it seemed like. He was the one who was most genuinely into whatever they were watching all the time. And it's such a fucking shame that people just shit on him so much, because he was the heart of the Naruto reactions, and it feels like so much of it is missing. It's like, I remember watching their Avatar stuff and the Cozy Four, man. Fucking Suraj, Rana, Nahid, and Mickey, all just the four of them, the Cozy Four, getting through all of Avatar together. It was so fucking good. Those reactions are legendary, and like them as a group have such a good dynamic. And for all the fucking shitheads of Naruto fans to like scare him away is the worst fucking thing to ever happen to their channel. It's the worst thing that it just sucks. It sucks. It's really bad. When they're gonna be the Normies cast and they're gonna be like, damn, you call me a fake reactor? I didn't say that! I didn't fucking say that! Oh, because like I said that Nahid doesn't fake reactions, implying that the other ones do. That's not what I mean. Like, he just doesn't, like, there's levels to the shit. There's, like, faking a reaction and like, getting hype over something you're not hype about. Then there's, like, just choosing not to say your criticisms because people are toxic. That's the other side of it. We chose not to do that with Tokyo Revengers, and we had to stop doing it. So you can, like, you know, there's levels to it. You can be fully honest and just, like, dig your heels in and hate something, because that's just what you feel. Or you can just, like, chill out, don't go too into it, because a lot of people probably aren't going to care, and, you know, whatever. And I feel like the normies, like, just save themselves a lot of times by just not going into it. And because they just watch so much shit. But, Nahid, you could tell, was just always, like, fucking so into it. When he was hyped about something, when he was watching the show, he wasn't fucking cracking jokes all the time. He would listen to people crack jokes and laugh, and just be, you could see in his face, he's so transfixed on the show. Nahid hated ReZero and got so much shit for it. Ah, fuck.
B-movie. What's your favorite Disney film? Someone says B-movie. I don't even think that's Disney. This is B.
No, he's just...
Oh.
Frank has been saying B-movie reactions for a while.
Don't know if you saw my comment in the vid or not. Either way, I just want you guys to know that your pain discussion video was an amazing gift. It was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to do more of those. Yeah, like we talked about it earlier in the stream, but just seeing that and seeing that we have the ability to post a like podcast like video and for it to get more views, and it is a Naruto one, so it's not a super great comparison, because if we did one of those for Clannad, I bet it would do worse. But maybe not. Maybe it would do better than our reactions to Clannad if we did a full-on good review of Clannad. It's good to see proof that something like that is possible, so that we don't have to rely on doing reactions in order to stay alive. In order to rely on, like, doing the reaction portion, that people can listen to what we have to say, and care enough about what we have to say to where that could potentially be a road that we can travel down. And that people care enough about what we have to say that the reactions aren't just a reaction. Because a lot of times it feels like people are just there, watch the reaction, skip the discussion, and don't really give a fuck about what we have to say. And it kind of defeats the whole purpose. So it's, you know, seeing stuff like that do well really means a lot. Because it bodes well for the future of our channel.
Remember the Scooby-Doo OP reactions? I bet you don't remember who gave you the ideas in the first place. I actually completely forgot about the Scooby-Doo OP reaction, but that was a highlight. I'm so pleased that we did that.
I can't believe we were still doing polls for the OPs, and that actually won because it was just such a meme.
No, actually, it's because I blackmailed them. I said, you better vote for this. Oh,
yeah!
I threatened all the patrons into voting for Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo OP reactions. Let's just react to the Scooby-Doo show. Shit. I didn't mean to say that. Guys, I have to come clean. That was the show. That's our secret show. The show that's gonna replace Naruto. We're gonna post it 5 days a week. It's gonna keep our channel alive. Scooby-Doo.
I don't think Lindsay would like Pulp Fiction. Castro. Naruto tier lists? About what, though? Like Jutsu? It's like, I'd rank Kirin above fucking that crow jutsu that one guy did to Kakuzu that one time. It's like, what? I just don't see the point of that. Because, like, that just becomes power scaling, is something like that. Or, like, characters.
We have some ideas for, like, Naruto videos, just, like, about the series in general. Like, we have some discussion video ideas, but I don't know about something like that. Doesn't seem as interesting as some stuff that we have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, how are things in Genshin Impact for you guys?
Good.
Decent.
I've been holding off doing anything in it other than doing my dailies and spending my resin for the last, like, 2 weeks because for some reason we never get around to streaming it. Unless we, like, put off all of our shit and don't do our work and play until, like, 4 in the morning. Which was fun. But I still haven't ventured any further into Leeway than I already have. Just that first little area, past, like, the little mountain thing. But I haven't actually explored very much of it. I'm starting to venture into it a little bit more, but I don't want to do any of the quests or anything like that. Thank you,
Another
CR, for the
Naruto
$10 pledge.
fan.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a few more OPED reactions in the future. I know that they're hard to pull off effectively with copyright and all that.
Well, do we have a surprise for you?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a sneaky peek.
We'll read you out all the ones that we decide.
Oh yeah, I guess we can't show it, can we? Or I guess we could.
We'll just be careful.
All right. There's your little sneak peek of what's to come in the future.
Yeah, so we just did a bunch the other day just for literally no reason. Actually, it was because I had the Evangelion OP stuck in my head, so we were gonna watch that and then we just kept going. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're not, it's not going to be like how it was where we're just like watching on a weekly schedule, but we have enough banked up that we could do them for a decently long time, and we just decided, I was just like, you know what, we keep saying like I just wanted to watch OPs. We were supposed to do our work, and then I was just like, let's just like watch, can I just show you this? And we watched the Evangelion OP, we watched like a bunch of different things.
Yeah, so we just wanted to do it, and there's not a schedule for it. We just did them, and now we have them, and they'll be out at some point.
What are you saying, Kazu? What is that? Hang on, I need to translate Kazu's comment. Recently, I thought it was similar to the BOLDcast logo and the Berserk logo. I saw.
Oh, the shirt.
This shirt?
Yeah, like the skull, probably.
No. Of course, this is where I think. Oh, I get. Oh, okay, maybe. No, this is from Critical Role. Oh yeah, it's like my YouTube profile picture. That's the Berserk skull thing. No, this is from Critical Role. Bad guy.
Oh, what are your thoughts what's happening in the Genshin community, and they're even review bombing other games that aren't related to Genshin in the first place?
I don't fucking understand it, cause, like, you can't blame them cause you wasted thousands of dollars of your own money. Like, just because they didn't give you $20 off a fucking the next, or like, you know, a free month of Primogems or whatever. Like, what do you like? Do you really like a free 5-star? That would be cool, but is that like, if you're already wailing that hard, or are the people who are not wailing mad? In which case, they don't owe you anything. They're making the game. It's just a dumb thing to get pissed off about. To that extent, it's dumb for them not to appreciate their player base, but it's not that big of a fucking deal, you guys.
Yeah.
Relax, man.
What I think about it is, yeah, I think people who spend a lot of money on it, I think that's a little bit silly. Personally, that's why I haven't spent any money on it. But at the same time, I do understand people who play a lot of those types of games, and like expected something, especially when it seems like this game earns way more than other similar games that do reward people, and then they just didn't get pretty much anything. I do understand, like, it's a like almost, it's a little bit like could seem a little bit disrespectful from the company who like just made millions of dollars off the last banner to like not really do anything, but at the same time it's not like written
just
into
because,
any contract.
Yeah, it's like, who said that they promised that? Did they say that? Did they say that they promised like a free 5-star and a free 5-star weapon and a bunch of fucking constellations and a bunch of did they promise you a 10 pull? No. If you got that, would you really be happy? No. You're just pissed off that you didn't get a handout. It's not that big of a fucking deal. The game's good enough, and the grind is rough once you get to the end game, I'm sure. But who promised that? Just because other games did it? Just because they made money? Why do they have to give their money back to you? Nobody's forcing you to give your money to them.
I heard some people spent so much money on online items and loot boxes that the game companies had to stop them.
ESO, I played the beta, actually, of Elder Scrolls Online. And Crouton King, I saw you're asking about non-anime shows. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier in the stream, but I want to do movie reactions. I want to do more different shit. It's just that it never seems like we have the fucking space in our schedule to do it. It seems like if we sacrifice anything we're doing now, we'll be significantly like handicapping ourselves.
Which is partially why we're thinking of like going with smarter choices in the future, so we maybe don't have to post as much but still get the same number of views and can make other like more creative videos instead of doing a super not popular series that we enjoy. We could make 12 discussion videos or like essays or like something more, streams, anything.
Yeah, it just feels like
Drop Naruto.
Like what like something needs to go away. You know what I mean? Like we can't just we can't just also do a movie reaction and a podcast and another stream per week on top of the 5 Naruto episode, on top of the other 12 videos we're already doing. There's literally not enough time to do it. And that's what pisses me off. It's not because you asked, Crouton King. It's just frustrating to me because I want to do all this shit. I want to react to more stuff. I want to do all this stuff. But like I actually really do. I would love if we could do all the shit at the same time and post like 5 things a day, but at some point YouTube's like starts flagging you for spam, and there's literally not enough hours in the day, and it comes from doing something like Naruto, which is super safe but super long and takes up a lot of your real estate on your channel. So I don't know what the answer is, because we got like the answer is keep Naruto, but everything else is like, you know, we got a movie reaction, we got this per week, you know. I just don't know how to make it work.
Drop Naruto, never explain why. Genius. The haters will never leave us alone, and we'll consistently get a lot of views from the haters.
Exactly. Favorite soundtracks in anime. Clannad is a recent one. Berserk. Mm-hmm. Fucking, what else?
Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan. And others. I can't remember them. I could check out my Mal and tell you which ones. Welcome to the NHK. That's a great one. Cowboy Bebop. Pretty classic answers. They're all really good.
There are some safe shows that are not long. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff, and then it's also like
But
watching.
I've seen them.
That's the thing that I was gonna say.
I've seen them.
The other thing is I don't want to watch only shows that Carson's seen. It's not as fun, even though some of them are really really good. It's just I want to watch something new, which means it's probably gonna be something longer, because you haven't seen a lot of the longer shows, which means that we have to be careful or think about it or plan a little bit. So. Yeah. First comment to every video is what happened to Naruto for the eternity of the rest of your channel.
Criticizes my way of life.
Why is the
I would
picture so
kill
small?
everyone in your family.
Dino has tipped. When did I make it tips? Has donated $1.47. I rewatch your guys' Soul Eater OPs and ED's reaction almost every day. There's nobody who does it anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you for the $1.47.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for just enjoying. I'm glad we can make something that you enjoy. A lot of those OP reactions were really fun because it was like we were reacting to such a variety of things. People respected when we were just like, yeah, I didn't really like that. And that series of videos, more than any show we've done, was the most generous or consistently like forgiving and understanding, more than like anything we've ever done. Because we could just be like, yeah, I don't know. This ending was kind of like the song was okay, I guess, but there was literally 3 screens the entire time and no animation, and it like faded just between 2 still frames. So I'd give it a thumbs down, and people would be like, you know what, that's totally fair, man. So that was one thing that was really fun about the OPs, is we could be honest and have like basically no. Like, unless I said some dumb shit like the Sword Art Online OPs where I said that everything was done by Lisa, which was just fucking wrong. Or, where I said I dropped Bleach because, I just decided to stop it after the Soul Society arc, and people were like, this is a fucking horrible place to stop it! Why are you telling people to stop it there? I'm just like, I didn't say that. I just said I did, and then heard later that that was a decent place to stop. Sorry, dude, but I don't fucking care. And I've already been spoiled on all the good shit with that show anyway, so... and I also got spoiled on the ending, and it seems really bad. So, but people, other than stuff like that, people were generally okay with us kind of, like, just, being critical. Which is relaxing, in a good way. Roughly how many animes would you say you would watch? Just under 200. Not actually that many. Just pretty much all the popular ones, almost. I was just leaving it out there, but speaking as one of your more shonen-focused viewers, I watched all of your Naruto and JoJo stuff, but I would 100% watch your Clannad review discussion. I don't know. Might just be me. Well, I don't recommend that if you haven't actually seen Clannad for yourself, because it's genuinely a really, really good show. Even if you're only into shonen, it's rough in the beginning, like I said earlier in the stream. You'll want to there will be a point where you're like, I don't want to watch the show anymore. Just go through it, enjoy it as it comes, just watch it, and it'll pay off, I promise. What anime is going to take Tokyo Revenger's place? We don't know. We might fill it with more JoJo to speed that up, because we did the math and we found out that the only way we could catch up to part 6 is if we posted 9 episodes of JoJo per week. And we can't. That would literally be, we'd have to drop everything. We'd have to cut Naruto down to 4 episodes a week and 9 JoJos a week, and then we could catch up for part 6. So it doesn't look like that's going to be happening quite on schedule. Kind of sucks, but that's what it is. What it is. We've scaled it back way too far. We went from 3 episodes to 2 episodes to 1, and that significantly slowed us down. We might have made it if we went up to 4 for a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
so we're not gonna make it. We're not sure. We're gonna try to, like, once we can watch more, we're gonna try and post as much as we can. And we're thinking of maybe trying to finish watching it before part 6 comes out. And if we can do that, we can just tell everyone, hey, we've seen all of this and our reactions are still coming out, but we want to catch this as it's airing, so and I think people will understand. It seems like so far JoJo fans have been relatively forgiving.
Chill, yeah.
So if we have to watch part 6 while our part 5 or even part 4 reactions are still coming out, I hope people will understand, and I think that they will. So, as long as we're having fun and enjoying it. Is it better to catch up before part 6? I mean,
What do you mean, like, instead, like, just, like, it's better to catch up before part 6? Are you talking about for us or for you? You definitely shouldn't just start watching part 6. It's, you know, you gotta watch up to then, even if everything is kind of disconnected. For us, yes.
Yeah, at least watching. We definitely won't have, we definitely won't be caught up posting by then. There's no way.
What are you saying, Dino? I think you need to refresh the stream. I think you're a little bit far back. Everyone wants Gintama, but I don't think people would actually watch Gintama.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone, like, a lot of people want us to watch Gintama, but I don't think they would watch us watch Gintama.
And that's the other thing. Even a lot of, like, hardcore Gintama fans have told us, like, I really think you should watch this show and you would love it, but I don't think it's a good reaction show. So...
I know we'll love it. I know, like, we fully know we'll enjoy it. But there's, we've been talking this entire time, there's more things to consider than just, like, our raw enjoyment of something. If we're gonna lock ourselves into a show that gets, like, I've seen other people react to it around our size or bigger. Like, they get 1,000 views per Gintama reaction. And it has hundreds of episodes. That's not a sustainable strategy for your channel. As much as I hate to say it, maybe as a Patreon exclusive every once in a while, but I'm not gonna make any promises about us watching that. As much as I would love to enjoy it. It seems like the exact kind of thing that we would like, but it just is not realistic.
Yeah, Gintama is cool, but doesn't get views, just being honest. It's true, and that's something that we do, like, we sadly do have to think about. Like, we just can't do that, especially for something so long. Like, we can't say, oh, we're gonna watch this, and then just have it, like, slowly kill our channel.
Who knows who cares who literally has Gintoki as his profile picture, the main character of Gintama. I agree, I probably would only watch a few Gintama reactions. Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. That's totally cool. I get it.
That's what we've thought. If we ever did it as a Patreon exclusive, uncut, just uploading it whenever we watch it, few episodes at a time, if there was a specific arc or a specific series of episodes that were good, maybe we would put those onto YouTube if they're the ones that people actually want to see.
Like after we complete
after we've completed it.
Yeah.
But I don't think, like, I'm just gonna say right now, I don't think it will ever be a show that we post every episode to YouTube. It's just not... It just wouldn't be a smart use of our time or good for the channel at all.
Hunter x Hunter would get a shit ton of views, though. That would be great after Naruto. I agree, but Lindsay doesn't want to get into it because I've seen it and because you don't really want to watch it.
I want to watch it. I just don't want to watch it directly after Naruto. I really want something, even if it's still, like, shonen or in that realm, I want something, like, different from Naruto. Regardless of how long it is, I just want a break without, like, that in there.
Great Pretender? Why?
I thought that was popular, but, like, then just was kind of forgotten about.
Everyone keeps saying To Your Eternity. Can we not do this thing where we just, like, say anime you want us to watch and we, like, say whether we're gonna watch it and give this whole thing of, like, oh, maybe one day, I don't know, after Naruto, this or that, like, something like that. I get that you guys like a lot of shows, but, like, that's not really conducive to a conversation.
Gintama is one of the best things to ever exist, but not reaction and work worthy. And that's fair, and that's one thing that makes me, like, even more kind of want to watch, like, Gintama one day, either on our own time or for Patreon, is that the people who like it are actually honest that it probably wouldn't be that great for reactions, because I think a lot of people maybe don't think about that quality of, like, if we're gonna make a video for a reaction, It needs to actually be a good series to react to. And not even a great anime might not be a good reaction series, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Similar opinion on the Monogatari series. That's also what we thought, that it's not that great for reactions, but still maybe a good show.
Do you guys like to play RPG like D&D? I do. I haven't played consistently since like 2017. I used to DM a lot, and I had a group of like just me and 2 other dudes over like Skype at the time, not even Discord, Skype or TeamSpeak when we were playing. And then I played a game. I ran a game for Lindsay and her friends when we were in university together. Mm-hmm. That was so much fun. I would love to do that way more.
It's a very time-intensive
enterprise,
activity.
yeah, and we wouldn't stream it, so because it's a lot, and we would need to find people who were like good personalities, not like to put it that way, but like people who were just like nervous about being on a live stream in front of like 100 or 200 people.
I would never want to play it on a live stream. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. We need to watch Critical Role again. We were on a roll with it, and then we kind of stopped, but I do like it. I'd be satisfied if you watch 1 second of every episode of Gintama. It's not spoilery at all.
It is, though.
It is.
It is, because we watched it.
Yeah.
We watched it, and it's full
spoilery.
of spoilers. Like, it's full of spoilers. Every good joke for like 100 episodes or more, for the entire show. The best joke from every episode, or the best like climactic moment, is in there. So we literally watched that on a request like a year ago, on like a small live stream. There's maybe like 20 people, 30 people in there, and it just spoils what happens in the entire show.
Yeah. So it was a mistake, but like, and also this is the other thing that I'm so glad that we watched all the big OPs sort of at the start of our channel, is I genuinely don't really remember a lot of the stuff, and that's a lot of the things, is sometimes I see people, like, or like I know that people be like, oh, I'm about to watch Naruto Shippuden starting tomorrow, or starting today, so I'm going to watch all of the OPs for it right now. And I feel like that, like, I wouldn't want to do that, but OP reactions are so good, so I'm glad that we did a lot of those at the start of our channel, because now I don't remember anything. Like, the only Black Clover OP I remember is OP 10. Like, I get, and like, that's the only one that I remember the visuals for, or like anything about it.
Oh, sorry.
I feel like I got some of the general vibe of the show, but I don't actually remember any like specific events. Whereas like if you're already familiar with the characters, or like are about to be, you'll be like, oh, that meant this. So I'm excited that we watched a lot of them a long time ago.
Everyone's just hammering. You guys are just hammering people with timing out. Black OP10 and OP3, true. That's incredible. Oh, what I wanted to do was a stream or a video. I think it would be better on a stream where we do those like OP challenges.
Oh, yeah.
Where maybe it would be better like a Jeopardy type system, or something like a turn-based thing, where like, because if we just watch them and I'm just like, it's this show, or like every single time, like immediately, because I have more experience. If it was like, okay, Lindsay's turn, can you guess it? Okay, then I can steal, you know, back and forth. That would be pretty cool. An OP challenge of guessing the OP of each thing. That would be so fun. As I was watching those, and I was just looking at YouTube, and I was looking at like OP reactions and stuff, and I was just like, man, maybe I should do this on stream. And they're just like, holy fuck, it just dawned on me, because I'm just like, oh, I want to watch this like OP challenge. I bet I could beat it. And I'm like, what am I doing? No, I shouldn't watch this. Like, this is content for me.
This is money.
Yeah, this is my money. Except we probably won't make any money on those videos.
No, but it would be fun.
That would be a sick idea for a stream.
It would be cool.
But the thing is, we would need like the mods to pick a video that would be good. and to like make sure that
There's no like, I don't know.
That it's just a good one, because I can't pre-watch it and make sure that it's a good video. So if I just pick the top one and it's just like Evangelion OP, Naruto OP 16, fucking Bleach OP 7, and it's just like all of the biggest ones, and it's just like, what's the point of this? I don't know. There's not like an interesting one. That would be a really cool one.
Yeah, so probably not for a while, but that is coming eventually. So you should be excited about
OP
it.
challenge where the loser must sing at the end. Oh.
Sing what?
Evangelion OP. That would be fucking so good. That would be incredible of a stakes. You just have to do the TV size, but you have to do karaoke of Evangelion OP.
But okay.
That's
just go-
content.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, you have to sing the song.
Okay, so I have to learn all the.
I know I can sing along to it just because I've heard it so many times.
But so then I'm at a disadvantage.
There it shows up on screen. It's in Romaji. You could read it in English letters.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
With the plug suit? No, not with the plug suit, you fucking weirdo. Sing Silhouette to Naruto? That might be a better one. For you. But the Evangelion one is just such a good karaoke
It's so
song.
good.
You turn that stream into a vid too? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Then we that's the kind of thing where like we stream it, and then we make the VOD members only, and then we edit it down into, or like post the VOD to like unedited with all the songs in it to Patreon or something, like on Vimeo, and then we hire an editor to like edit it into like a good, well-made video.
Mm-hmm.
That would be dope.
Like the mods making the OP video in a compilation.
That might be good if we get
you
if the mods
wanted to.
could.
Or just looking. There's a bunch on YouTube that are literally like a guess the song. They show this
Yeah.
many seconds of it. You have to guess the OP, but we can't pre-watch it to see if it's good or not.
So it could just be one of those, or you guys could maybe we could make it so you guys all get together and make a compilation like that.
If you wanted to, but like also just I'm sure some of those are really good, but we just need to know like if they're too obvious, that's not good. If they're so obscure and like we would have no idea any of them, that's not good. If there's just like a good mix, like that's kind of what we would want.
Poor Lindsay, but let's make it fair play. Put some OP reality show songs. Lindsay can have a chance against Carson's
I don't
knowledge.
watch a lot of reality shows. Maybe some like just like normal shows. Like we can put some like the Grey's
That's why the
Anatomy
format
OP.
would work. Because then if it was back and forth,
Yeah, exactly.
and I could steal, then it's equal opportunity. And I can't, like, if it's an easy as shit one for me, I can't actually say it, and it's Lindsay's turn. Only if she fails,
Yeah, that'll be better, or else it's just not fair because you'll just get all of them.
I know, but we make it that contains all the OPs you've reacted to, is what I'm saying. I don't think that'd just be super duper long, and
just one of those videos is fine as long as it. Yeah, just
as long as it's
just
like
to
a good
watch
one.
it to make sure that it's actually good and has ones that we'll know, some that we might not know, like
Sky Fairy is now a bold enjoyer.
Welcome.
Welcome to the stream. Enjoy those emotes. I'm waiting for the thing to pop up.
Canadian childhood song openings. I wouldn't get any of them. I didn't have TV. No, I'm
It's
kidding.
Nanalan OP reaction.
What?
You don't know about Nanalan?
Oh, is that weird show? Actually, I think I saw something of that show recently. It's like there's those weird
The little green girl.
Yeah, I hate that. I hated that.
That was one of my favorites as a kid. Does anyone know Nanalan?
That was so bad.
I want to watch it. Can we watch it? The OP.
If you really want to.
We're now doing a Nanalan OP reaction.
Get struck down for this.
For those of you
hate
who haven't
this show.
experienced Canadian
I hate
television.
This show. I hated this show.
Alright, shut up, Skyrim. Time for some fucking art.
Walmart baby Yoda.
Big hugs. Big hugs.
Oh god. I hated that show so incredibly much.
That's one of those shows that came on. It was like 3 minutes long. That
Yeah.
came on between other child programming because like the kids shows were too short. So like they would have these shorter shows in between the already short shows. So it's called Nanaland because it's this girl who like goes to her grandmother's house to hang out. She's 3 years old and that's it. She just goes on these adventures in the backyard. And it's quality Canadian television. Children's programming.
I leave for literally 3 minutes and I come back to witness nightmare fuel. How are people not traumatized? I don't know if you can tell, but I was. I hated this show. Oh, the OP writers must have been on ass. Oh my god.
Now you guys know about Nanaland.
Yep. And with that, I think it's just time to end this stream.
Is it? I think that's a good place, actually.
I think it is. I can't believe The Mandalorian rips off beloved Canadian kid show.
Yeah, it's a good 2 hours, 40 minutes stream. That's pretty good. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the BOLDcast anime cast stream, I guess.
So I now understand why Carson prefers Japanese cartoons instead of Canadian cartoons.
Yeah, this is what I was subjected to for the first, like, 10 years of my life.
Have a good night, everyone. Enjoy.
Thanks to all the donators. Thank you to the mods, first of all, but thank you to Sky Fairy for becoming a bold enjoyer. Thank you to Dino for tipping $1.47. Abed for both of your $5 donate, all three of your $5 for all four of your $5 donations. Fuck. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dino for your other $3.92. Froster OP for your 40-something super chat. Are those rupees? I think so.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And thanks for just chilling out with us today. I know we were supposed to play Life is Strange, but I think this was good. We haven't had one of these in a while, so.
We will play Life is Strange next stream, because we want to keep the momentum up on that. We don't want it. Like,
and
we want to play
always
Genshin.
Be popular,
exactly.
So, but Life is Strange. We don't want to give too long in between each stream.
Exactly. So hope you guys had fun listening. Hopefully this is a really nice stream. So thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Lindsay just hit the stop recording button as if we were recording a video. All right, bye bye, everybody.